Be better if I wasn't on mute, wouldn't it? God damn, boy, your boy is tripping this morning. I apologize. This morning, I'm losing my goddamn mind. Please charge my mind and not my heart. Hey, it is November. It is Men Health Month. I'm stumbling on my damn words. Don't know why, but November is Men's Mental Health Month, man. So do what y'all fellas need to do to get your mind right, man. Whether you need to get in the crowd of your fellas and have a good conversation, be real and be honest with each other, or you need to sit on somebody's goddamn couch. Do what you need to do, guys. Please get your mind right, man. So one day when you decide to make an honest woman of one of these beautiful young ladies out here, you'll be ready to handle all adversity and all challenges and cipher through the bullshit that they're gonna sell you. I'm just bullshit, ladies. I know y'all. I know y'all not the same. I know y'all because I got lucky, I got blessed, and I found me one. So with that being said, look here. I know y'all seen the overlay. I put it up again just for case for those in the back who missed it. The importance of credit. Me and my guest today, my man Lou, man, we had a show before talking about financial literacy before, man. So it was only fair to bring my brother up. I wanted another brother, but man, I didn't know what his schedule was like, and I should have reached out to him, but I forgot to. My man, brother Ray, he was on here before. We was talking about finances. So Ray, if you're still out there listening and you're free and you got a moment, I know you're busy, man. Man, I'm gonna definitely drop the link here shortly. I definitely want you to tap in with us, man. But with no further ado, man, I definitely want to bring my guests up. Brother Lou, what's going on this evening, brother? I apologize for stumbling over some shit this morning. Look, there we go. This evening.
No worries. No worries. It's still early in the week. Still plenty of time in the week.
Yes. Lou, unfortunately, it's too much time to feel like I still got a couple more days. I got the clock in, but I definitely got to clock in.
Well, I'm still trying to get back to the swing of things with the whole weather change. It was an 86-degree weather, and now I'm back to 42 and below. So it's a huge adjustment right now.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. It's definitely that. But man, it was funny. Me and my lady was talking about. We was just sitting on the bed, relaxing, chilling. You know how it goes sometimes. You sit there chilling. We talk about things and work some stuff out and talk about one of the things about accounts, credit, banking, and all that. That came up. That conversation was there. So I said, man, I need to have a show on this. I said, I know doing our financial literacy show, we kind of touched on it a little bit, but that was more so for the, I guess, the housing, home loan, and all of that good stuff. We talked about it. But I think it's only right for us to, go a little bit more in depth with it, right? And yeah. I know we had a conversation in the back chat. We're going to talk about other stuff besides just credit. And yes, that's what we're going to do. We definitely going to have a conversation, Lou. So I know we kind of spoke on it then. But yeah, we definitely got to have a conversation. Just try to help out my folks, man. Just trying to help them out a little bit, man. Make them see things in a different light. Make them understand certain things. I know we got more mature crowd, so I know every guy on here on YouTube, their credit score is 750 or high. I know they are. They don't know what bad credit is. I mean, according to everybody, they 6-figure dudes and ladies and gentlemen, and all that good stuff. So there's no way they have bad credit. There's no possible way they could be dealing with these issues that we're about to have a discussion on. I can't believe that, Lou. I just can't. Now, look, I'm going to be honest with you. I was that dude that was in the 240s, 300s. My shit was shot. I was a victim, as they say. I wish I had a clip. Somebody needs to send me that clip. You're a victim. Yes, I was a victim. My self-demise had me in the 300s. I wasn't shit as far as my credit. And I knew better. But I didn't do better. But I had to learn. I just want to get somebody before they fall short. You know what I'm saying? I want to help somebody before they hit that rock bottom. I have to go to the buy here, pay here. I had to go to the check cash stores to borrow some money, and they got a hold of my ass for a year long. Let me stop being honest. God damn, Luke. Let me stop being honest.
It's a therapy session. Some people talking about credit becomes a therapy session because
That's
of
right.
the
That's right.
highs and lows that they've gone through. Unfortunately, a lot of people have never been taught the importance of credit. And I think that the conversation about what credit is and what credit does for you in
Mm,
your early years when you become an adult, and how important it becomes once you start working professionally, start making money, and start considering buying property, real estate, or starting a family and other endeavors moving on in your life. These types of conversations need to be had from a very young age. So I know we
mm.
talked about financial literacy last time, and I think that it just needs to be um, something ingrained, a normal conversation that's constantly talked about, especially like on the weekends with family time, and you doing activities that involve some form of like uh, financial literacy to kind of reinforce the importance of saving, investing, credit, and how to leverage it.
Yeah, definitely important, man. Look, it's funny talk about teaching your kids young. My son hit me up, Daddy, can you cash out me $5 for a smoothie? I'm like, you mother. You know you can make one and make multiple smoothies with the damn near about $5. Just get you a bag of fruit and just some ice and you good. I got him a ninja. He don't want to use it.
Well,
But
you
you know,
kind of
I fell into it and I sent this black ass I sent him $10. I said, well, here's 2 days worth smoothie. Here, boy. So it is what it is. But now I hear a lot of people say, put a credit card in your child's name. First thing first, you gotta know your child. You got to know if they're financially responsible enough to handle a situation like it. I'm not going to encourage every parent to do such a thing because they may not respond. Now, if you're just talking about putting his name but not giving him an actual card, okay, I can respect that. I can definitely understand that. I can agree with that. But entrusting that boy with a card right now, I don't know. I don't see a whole lot of smoothies on that damn statement. I promise you that, Luke.
Well, I think one of the steps, and you kind of hit it on the head right there in the beginning. You could put your child on your card, and sort of that card is something that you have that you pay recurrently, so it builds up credit and it builds up a credit history. And sort of what you're doing is leveraging that to help your child establish credit from a young age, right? Because you'll be the sole um, overseer of that credit card. um, you could give them a prepaid card. You know what I'm saying? Where it has a certain amount of money, and they have to, like, let's say for example, it's like $50. Maybe that's the allowance for like 2 weeks, and they
Mm,
have to map out what can they buy, what can they afford, and what they have to do with it in order to buy, I don't know, snacks, lunch, etc. And they have to figure out a way to navigate and budget for what they need. If they have $10 left and they have 2 more days, before they get any more money, they got to make it stretch. They got to make it work. They got to be more patient. So that also controls the impulse of just swiping or tapping, right? To just purchase it right there. And it kind of creates that muscle of like, do I really want this? Do I really need this now? And can I wait for a later date when I can't afford it, as opposed to, adopting this mentality of like, let's just put it on credit, right?
mm. That's that. You're right. And so let me give you a brief story about me and how I got to that 350, 200. I don't think it's really 200, but I do remember I was in the 300s for sure. And that's not the movie with Larry I promise you. Back in 19, God, I'm old. God damn, Lord, I hate even saying this. 1994, young Hink was a freshman on campus at Murray State University. Well, during that time, they still allowed credit card solicitors to hang out on the campus. Now, 2023, they're not doing it anymore. And I heard kind of early 2000s, they kind of deterred and stopped that bullshit. And I'm glad. I think it's a great idea. Um, but in 94, I was a victim. I fell into for the free stuff. And, you know, it wasn't nothing big. It gave me a free damn cup, a free T-shirt. Lou, why I need a free Murray State T-shirt? I was getting T-shirts going down to the stadium at the football stadium. What the hell I need to go down? I'm getting look. But me being greedy, I wanted it just because it was different, right? It didn't have all the football stuff on it. I just want to have just a regular T-shirt, you know what I'm saying? Just to have one, just to sleep in. Who knows? I don't know why I wanted that bullshit. But I did it. I filled it out. So I ended up filling out like 3 cards, and one of them was Bank of America, one of them was Discover, and other one was like a local bank there, I think, in Murray. I don't remember what the third one was. But I told him, I said, look, guys, I don't have a job. Well, that's okay. You got your scholarship check. I said, well, what if I didn't get a scholarship check? How would y'all? Well, we will figure it out. Don't worry, just fill it out. I'll get you this. I'm like, God damn, we will figure it out. What does that mean? Well, fortunate enough, I did have the scholarship check. And it would have covered if I'd have put it toward it. But me being greedy, I didn't want to put my scholarship check towards that. I'm trying to have fun along with having this goddamn credit card. So down there, they only had like 2 major stores. I had to go like 45 minutes just to get to the mall. So they had a J.C. Penney's down there, right? So I was, and that's during the time where they still had the magazines. You could go through the magazines, order some shit, pick it up at J.C. Penney. Lou, I know you're not as old as me, and you probably don't even understand. This is right over your head, but this is what we had to do back in the days. When you ordered it, you know, you could have either ordered to your dorm, but I didn't trust nobody to get my stuff shipped to my dorm, afraid somebody's going to take it, you know what I'm saying? Because we already had a problem with people taking people's mail and looking at people's mail and doing all that. So didn't want to do it. So I ordered to the store. We picked it up. So it was like every week I'm ordering something. I had about $5,000 worth of credit cards and 3 credit cards, right? Lord, no, I didn't need those things. But I'm thinking, okay, no problem. I got my scholarship check. I just paid off of my scholarship check in. Came in. Never paid it off, Lou. Never paid it off. So, you know, all of a sudden, 5-6 years down the road, after I left Murray State, I'm getting bills from credit card. Well, damn, how did they find me? I'm not in Murray no more. Man, they had me so scared. They had my phone number and everything, Lou. I'm like, damn, how did that happen? How did they get my damn phone number? Let me do the super chat real fast, Lou. I'll get back to the story. Man, shout out to my brother, OG Dirt Do Dirty. He's got a new show, man. Definitely drop your show in the chat, brother. Salute to Hink in the Basement. Salute to you, my brother. I appreciate you. You didn't have to do this. You didn't have to donate just $2. You could have put that towards your credit card. But you chose to bless me. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate it. But I'm thinking, how did they find me, Lou? What the hell? I thought I was safe. I thought I left all of that shit in Murray, Kentucky. Lou, they had me so scared. They sent me a copy of my credit report and everything. Talking about $300. We're going to send you ass to jail. You need to pay this money off in such and such time. Lou, I done went out there and got a part-time job just to pay off these 3 credit cards. They had me so worked up and scared. Talking about you ain't going to get a house. I'm like, damn, can't get a house? Try to go get a car. My credit was shot. I had to go to buy her, pay her, Lou. It was that bad. I said, boy, they got me. I guess I better go and pay this credit card so I can at least get me a damn car, let alone a house. So I worked that part-time job for about 2 years before I paid them cards off. Man, they had me so nervous. Talking about I was going to get locked up. Now, knowing they could have locked my black ass up. But at that age, I didn't know. I was 21, 22 at the age.
You know better.
I didn't know. But I just felt like I better do it because I didn't want to be behind bars. And like during that time, I had my daughter. She was about two years old at the time. So didn't want to be away from her. Or, you know, I didn't want to be that father behind bars talking to, you know, saying that's my thinking because they had me so nervous, didn't know. But it wasn't until later on I had a conversation. He said, nah, they wouldn't like you. They probably should have talked to you about a payment. And I said, they did put me on a payment plan. And I'm paying like $250 a month for this card, $100 a month for another one, and like $50 a month for the other one. And then I paid it off, man, within 2 years. I felt like a burden was left on my chest, Lou. All of a sudden, my credit score went from 300 something. I was in the low 600s. You could tell me shit. When I went to go to the apartment, said, "Why are you so happy about 600? 600 is not like it's good." I said, "Man, you don't realize where I came from. I was in the 350s. There's no way you would have laughed at me if I'd have applied for an apartment back when I had this 350. I would have said, yeah, see, we wouldn't have to sit down right now. That's what it was. My credit was shot to shit, Lou. Now, Lou, I know you one of them guys. You stayed in the 750s. You didn't have them issues, but I did. I could relate to being a broke man and at the young age of 22 and 23. I could relate. And my credit wasn't shit.
What you were was a victim of predatory poaching when it comes to credit card. Because those people who got people signed up, they got a bonus. Hey, you sign up 10 people and you get a $200 bonus. So those people are out there working, trying to sign anybody up.
Lou, you know how
their kids, their dog,
I ended up working for a company like that.
It's a very predatory practice.
Yes, I was being a victim to being a victimizer. I'm a victim. So, but then
when they hit you,
you couldn't hang out at the campuses. So you was hanging out at the malls, right? We at the malls shaking people down. I think at one time I went to like a Walmart, out there hustling people, trying to sign them up for cards and shit in Walmart. It was crazy. It was crazy, but yeah, that's Young Henk's story.
Yeah, just stop and think about how many people had to kind of offset or start behind the 8 ball of their life out of college or while in college, or when they started making money, how much they had to backtrack to pay stuff that they messed up, that they didn't know any better during that time period that you were in school, where they also received a credit card or part of that predatory, credit card lending fiasco, right? Like that probably set them back from, probably getting that job or getting that house or getting that car that they wanted at the time. And they ended up having to pay more because they had such a shitty credit score, right? And sort of just think about, us collectively as a community being part of that sort of predatory practice. It sets a lot of people back, a lot of families back too.
For sure. So I got this going across the. What is credit? Credit is a power to borrow money for the things you need with a promise that you'll pay back the money later. The two major type of credit is revolving credit and installment credit. I guess I should have put that up on the screen, shouldn't I? God damn, my bad. But with that being said, that's very important, because for those who are looking to buy a home, for those who are looking to rent an apartment, your credit score got to be at least in the 600s. You know what I'm saying? So I got a scale here. Let me put that up. Put that down. Put this up. So excellent is 750 and above. Good is 700 to 749. Fair 650 to 699. Poor 550 to 649. Bad 550 and below. Well, guess where your boy Henk was?
Below.
I don't. Man, my thing was horrible. God damn, that's where I was. So I was one of those below the 550 threshold, and couldn't really do shit because I made some silly and questionable mistakes in my early youth, during my young man era, college era. All because I wanted some t-shirts and a throw rug and a damn cup. I think that was it's like a mug was like the third option as far as gift from the credit card. Silly stuff like that. Guys, for those who are in the same boat, they don't make that decision. Young guys out there, don't make that bad decision.
There's no such thing as a free lunch.
Let me say this. Respect your numbers. Those numbers you need to respect because you're going to need them later. You're definitely going to need them. And it could be as simple, like you said, getting a car loan for a car. Or as major as a house loan or a business loan. Depends on what you're trying to do. Those things are major. And your credit score is very, very important. And without a good credit score, they're going to look you over. Look, some jobs, federal jobs, I know they look at my credit score was a question as far as a federal job. So, the job I got, they look at your credit score, they determine on how reliable you are, how loyal you are, how responsible you are based on your credit score. I'm like, dude, you crazy. I didn't realize. Not all jobs do it, but some jobs. I know much federal job I got, they do that. That's what they do. I can't fault them. It makes sense. That's the way to weave out the bull crap, I'll tell you that. So if that's what you got to do, that's what you got to do. But yes, it's very important. Very important. So with that being said, revolving credit. Let me touch on that. Oh, shit. Let me pull that. Revolving credit is a type of account that can be used to borrow, reborrow, and identity as long as you continue to pay down your balance and remain with your credit limit. The most common example of revolving credit is a credit card. Another example is home equity line of credit. Facts. So with that being said, now at the age of 48, I keep a credit card for gas use. I keep a credit card for travel use. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't even use a credit card. I would just strictly go with debit card. Now, I got good credit, good business credit, good credit card credit, I guess we would call it. I've got that, but I'm still not a fan of it. I came from that mindset. My grandfather always told me to pay everything cash. Cash is king. I came from that Dave Ramsey mindset. And that's really how I got my finances all the way in order and my credit all the way in order because I took up on that Dave Ramsey mindset. If you can pay in cash, pay it in cash. But I also took a mindset, credit is not an evil thing. It's not a bad thing. It's just about being responsible. So I had to learn how to be more responsible with it. Man, that took some time. A couple bumps in the road, a couple losses. As I like to say, L's for lessons. I had to learn. Some of them costly lessons. But, you do what you got to do. But the purpose for having the show today is to try to help somebody before they fall into that trap, fall into that money pit, follow that same path that I did. So, was you going to say something, Lou? I didn't want to.
Yeah, no, one of the things I was going to bring up and say is that I think, unfortunately, there's a huge misconception about credit. Credit, credit, debt, and things along that nature. You have to understand how to leverage it and leverage it properly, right? Especially for people who are considering buying a home or buying a car or, probably, establishing a business, right? You're gonna have to use you're gonna look at your personal credit to create business credit, right? Start to kind of get that process going, especially when you're just starting from the ground up, right? There's a lot of ground up to do, and a lot of people don't know how important credit is until there is something major that is happening in their life. They're considering, buying a brand new car or a home or starting a business or just other ventures that might require a larger sum of money from an institution, and they're going to deep dive into your personal life what's your gross income ratio, right? Like how much debt do you have? What is your monthly gross, net income? And those things are very important because it allows you to kind of deep dive of like what could you afford and what you cannot afford. I mean, one thing that what was talked about, a few months, not a few months ago, but like a month and a half ago, especially in this housing market, people right now can't afford homes that they could afford probably 2, 3 years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just the amount of income that is needed in, the current interest rates where they are in the market. So a lot of consideration needs to always be laid out, and I think that's something that people got to really pay close attention to when making large financial decisions.
Uh, definitely, definitely, because we just made a sale of a home and took an L on it because we should have made more money than we made on the sale of his home. It's just unfortunately, it's the economy is the way it is. It's more beneficial for the buyer. So shout out to those who can get the opportunity to buy a home. It's very beneficial for you guys right now. But for those who selling, it's rough out here. It's rough. So I would say this: guys who looking to buy a home, take advantage of it. Now, you also may be looking at some of these homes you're going to be possibly getting. They may not be what you probably could afford later on down the road because you're not going to get the same amount for your dollar. But more likely, the seller's taking a more of a hit than you are. I promise you that. It's just unfortunate. But credit scores, what do they mean? Lenders use credit scores to determine whether they are willing to loan you the money. In many cases, what interest rate will you be charged? The higher you score, the less risky you appear as a borrower, and the more likely you are to receive approval, new accounts, and receive a favorable interest. So, guys, if y'all didn't know, the better your credit score is, the better interest you're going to get, better interest rate you're going to get. More likely they're going to tell you yes. So, but that's going to be determined on your credit score. So, do what you have to do to get your credit score. Okay. Ray, I sent it to you on IG in case you didn't. Okay. Do what you got to do to make sure you maintain a good credit score within that 700. But if you can hit that 750 mark. Do what you need to do. Pay your bills on time. Make sure you're on time and don't just pay the minimum. We talked about that before. Don't just pay the minimum. I know the minimum may be $35 for that credit card on the credit card bill. Well, hey, pay $45. Pay $55. If it's not too high, go ahead and pay it off. So now what I do now, the credit card I have, I use it for traveling. I use it for gas. I use it for, of course, car rentals. For travel, as far as airplane tickets and all that, and get points back for it. Now, it depends on who you ask. Some people out here, American Express is probably your best credit card to get, especially for getting points and getting money back on the credit card. I don't know. I'm not a. Let me say this. I'm not a big fan of American Express, but if they're going to give me the better rate, I may have to look into opening an account with them. I prefer to go through my bank because I like the insurance the coverage they do give for my bank. I have a relationship with my bank and the points that I feel like a little bit higher than what that I maybe what I would have got offered from American, but I have no idea because I never applied for an American Express before. Let me take that back. I have, but I got turned down, so I haven't applied since then. Since I got rejected. Now maybe it's because I'm a scoring lover. I don't know why I haven't reapplied, but if they got the better points back on the card, maybe I need to relook into it. That was one of the conversations me and my lady was talking about. Let me bring my brother Ray up. He's all about money. He got money. Let me hold a couple stacks, Ray. You got it for me?
No, you got more money. You got more money than me right now, Hank.
Yeah, well, I need to get up on the post so I can make that all the way true because I don't think I do. I looked under my mattress, what shit up under there, so I don't know where it is. I don't know where it is. Maybe I got it buried in the backyard. That's how my grandfather used to do it. Bury shit in the backyard.
Oh my goodness!
This is my man Lou. Lou is my man Ray.
What's up, Lou?
What's up, bro?
I show up with receipts.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Before I say anything, I show up with receipts.
Okay, see, that's I don't want to show mine. Mine might show Poe again. So
the thing is, if you use it, it's supposed to move. It's just right now, it's good. So we getting ready to deploy some capital coming up this weekend, actually, as December launches off. So it's going down a little bit.
You know, hey, as long as it's for a good cause, that's all that matters, right? I mean, that's what they say. This is a good thing, such thing as good credit.
Oh yeah. It's what you use it for.
Mm-hmm. And
so
look, you kind of spoke on it last time we had a conversation about money.
Yep.
So if you want to, let's talk about it, bro.
So I mean, it's just the way, like, my ideology on credit. I'm a heavy utilizer of credit. I grew up counter the Dave Ramsey because of math and the current economic state that we're in. So if you're not starting off with money or you don't have some sort of platform to get onto, then credit is super important. It's actually, I would dare say it's one of the most important tools in the tool belt of the average person working their way up, because it allows you to expand your wealth, which is exactly what wealthy people do. It's how you go from millionaire to billionaire. It's how you go from 100,000aire to millionaire a lot of times. Like this, the whole cash only rhetoric, you ain't gonna see a billionaire that doesn't function on credit. My book that I'm reading this month is about how billionaires are made. None of them did it with cash. Not a single one. Period. Like, they leverage, because you have, at a certain point, you have to expand wealth. But the thing that they don't tell you is everything in finance scales. It's just not cute while it's scaling. Like, when it's small and the numbers are little, passive income doesn't seem cute. Like, it's not cute when you get to go look at your account and you're like, oh, I got hit with $10 this month. That's not cute. Now, when you get hit with a few $1,000s in a month, or you break the $100 mark and you get to see 3 figures, that's kind of cute. That's interesting. But the scaling up part of it, people don't understand. And it's the same with credit. But the way that the common man, the average man, uses credit, most people use it to go on vacation. They use it, oh, something happened with the car, I got to go fix something. Yeah, the most financially literate use of their credit is when they buy that house, but they're not buying the house as an asset. They're buying it as a house. But that's as close as most people regularly get. The thing they don't tell you is you can actually leverage your credit to buy more assets, which is what I do. Like, I borrow money and I'll take the money. Like, I mean, hold on. You know, you get these $0 intros, them intro checks for balance transfers. You can use those and just write them to yourself and take the cash and go buy assets.
That's Lou. That's what Lou does. I don't do that shit.
Yeah. And I mean, at 4%, I know I can flip that over 4% easy the next 16 to 24 months. So that's what we're getting ready to do. Like, we're getting ready to, you run bags up. But the thing that they don't tell you is, like, once that goes in there, you've now bought an asset. Like, yes, you have a debt over here, but you've expanded your wealth. So now your wealth is expanding out this way. And all you got to do is just manage this, which you should have a plan to pay back. But if you can fit that into your budget, like that check that I'm getting ready to write on Friday to myself, is coming out of my budget for the house savings because that's going to accelerate the house savings.
So
I'm front running money.
Ray, what's the name of that book? If you can drop that book, man. Somebody else might want to get some knowledge, like myself.
Which book?
The book.
Oh, the book that I'm reading. Oh yeah, absolutely. Hold up, let me pull up my Audible. I was like, what are you talking about?
No, I mean, I'm interested. I'm always interested. I'm not a big reader, but but if it's about money, I have no problem with looking into that.
What are we doing? Hold up.
But Lou, what's your thought on that, brother?
I agree with him. You know, that's a very smart way to leverage it too. I want to kind of go back for 1 second.
Okay, go ahead.
I know with people always, I know we brought up like the American Express card. You know, if people are looking to start off and find a credit card, they typically like go on like, you know, Nerd Wallet and kind of look and compare, you know, different credit cards and, you know, what are the barriers of access, you know, pros and cons, what type of points they get, and which ones are more favorable for like either travel, you know, like just everyday goods like gas, groceries, etc. Right, and I think that is also a good starting point to kind of look at some cards to kind of compare and contrast which one what best fits for your lifestyle.
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely for sure. Well, my man OG Do Dirty had a question for the panel. Let's see what he got. Question: what do you think the average person's credit score is, and how can a person with very low credit score obtain a higher credit score? What should they do first? Well, I mean, go ahead, brother.
Oh, I was about to say, I was like, so it's math. It's just an algorithm, and I think we talked about this the last time. Like my brain functions in systems, so I went through a stint where I had about $30,000 in credit card debt before. When I first got into crypto, and like that's one of the first things I did was like fix that. But I went to go file for bankruptcy, right? I went to go try to file for bankruptcy. And when I went, because I'd been working the system, my credit never tilted bad. Because I was like, oh, I'm not paying any of these credit cards, but if I do this, this, and this, these are things that the system advocates that it wants you to do if you're playing the game. So even though like I was about to get garnished on wages, like when I went in to go file for bankruptcy, because I made a deal to pay one of the credit cards back and then all the rest of them. By the way, just heads up, if you got credit card debt and they on you like they was on me and Hink, and you make a deal with one of them, they all sue you. Just so you know, as soon as you decide to pay the one and you're like, oh, I'm going to work on managing this to pay it back, they're like, nah, son, we all going to garnish your wages then since that works. Fortunately,
they had me so spooked thinking I was going to jail.
See, I never bought that, but like my mom was a detective. I was like, you ain't rolling up in here and snatching me up. Like, it's not
you could tell me. I didn't know, right? I thought I was gonna get.
I was like, Ma, you go to jail for this? She was like, no. I was like, all right, bet. like I'm talking greasy next time they call. but. So when they all rolled on me, and I was like, there's no way I can make deals with all these people. Like I was using a little bit of money that I had to try to be responsible. I was like, you know, I'll dig my way out of this hole a little bit at a time. And it became a situation where it wasn't going to be like that. Fortunately, in my case, another fun fact about debt, there's a statute of limitation on debt. And if they actually file against you, that is illegal and you can countersue them. And not only do you get your debt expunged, they have to pay you money. So I had to pay the one credit card back, but the other two that filed against me, I got paid by both of them to not have that debt anymore because they waited too long. So like I went and checked with the attorney, and when I went in, the first thing that the bankruptcy attorney will do is they run your credit to see what the situation is, right? And so luckily, and I know that we know that legal system ain't really for us, but like the white lady that I got, she was a go-getter, and she actually looked at my stuff and she was like, why are you filing for bankruptcy? You don't have bad credit. And I was like, what do you mean? And she was like, well, your credit's not bad. And I was like, well, no, I've already got a plan to work through the bankruptcy. I'll have great credit by the time I get out. And she was like, no, but you don't have to. And she dug a little deeper and she was like, actually, you know what we're going to do? She was like, I'm going to get you paid. You don't have to pay me anything. I'm going to take a cut of the proceeds. We're going to countersue these two. But she went through my stuff. And that's your interactions with people in all things. Your attitude has a high barrier on your success in anything. Because I 100% believe that when I walked into that office, she was like, cut and dry. She could have just went. If she would have said, cool, we're going to go ahead and file for bankruptcy, I would have had to do everything that I did the slow way. And I wouldn't have got paid. Like, that's an option that she has. But, I came in with my attitude. I was talking my stuff. I was like, let's go do this. I got a plan. I'm in good spirits. Let's get this bankruptcy done. And she was like, what the hell's your deal? And then she ran my credit and was like, you don't have bad credit. Like, we're not, like, let me look into this real quick. But, I was fortunate.
To answer the question.
So I think the average person's credit's probably about, I'd say, somewhere between 500 and 600. I'd say the average person. After COVID, 450 to 550. But what they should do first, there's a bunch of different methods to build credit, and the thing that you got to do is that I always tell people, you got to do your research. Like, you got to look at it from a surgical perspective. The first thing you got to do is stop spending money. That's the first thing you got to do. Like, you've got to get a plan in place, and you can do. This is where the Dave Ramsey method. Like, if you that deep and you're not financially literate in debt, Dave Ramsey method will work. Like, you do the snowball method where you start paying it off. You get a plan, but you got to stop digging the hole. Is the first thing the main important thing is, like, you can't continue going into debt. On the flip side of that, while you're paying that back, there are a bunch of methods that you can use to build credit. So, like, even if you got bad credit, one of the things that I'd started doing while I was getting garnished was I went and opened bank accounts and took out secure loans at banks. And you don't spend the money. You have them secure the loan. When they give you the money, you use that money to pay the loan back, and you pay it back over the course of 6 months. And on the 6th month, you pay it off. You do that at 3 banks, you basically going to have the best credit you can get as far as the algorithm goes, because that's what it looks for. Like, once those types of loans. The other thing is, if you're getting a home loan, get rid of or have a zero balance on any store card that you have. As a matter of fact, don't ever get store cards. The algorithm does not like store cards. That's an indication that you're poor, and they don't give poor people money.
Let me tell you this, and you talking about the highest interest.
Yep.
They could be at least 22 and higher on the percentage. Leave them goddamn store cards alone. My lady, we got to pay off hers. Leave that shit alone. I can't stand them. I had one time, never again. I had a Best Buy. I think, during the time when a PlayStation 2 and 3 was out. I know it's a long time ago, guys. I'm old. I apologize. I used it to get a PlayStation so I could have it right then and there. Man, I seen the interest they put like a $50 interest on. I said, what? Dude, only use like $350 that and get a second. Well, then you didn't have to buy a second controller. It came with it. I bought a game. I said, no, I don't need this shit. So I let that shit go. I paid it off and I was done with them. They over, I think, like 23, 24% interest on that damn thing. So no, I 100% agree with you.
Yeah.
But Lou, you want to tap in on this question?
I was actually looking it up online. I think he's right. Like just the overall average American credit score is low. But you want among the silent generation, they have higher credit score than the average American. And among I think it's like Zennials, they have a lower credit. I think theirs is in like the low 600. Like upper 500, low 600. That's interesting to have seen. And I think it's probably because they're entering the market in a weird time,
Mm-hmm.
considering, like, jobs, the economy, what's going on a global scale, and also people starting to really reconsider, like, there's got to be a different way. Bigger, better, more is like a dying concept, and a lot of people are kind of trending towards more of a share economy, where they just don't want to own things. They just want to, like, lease it, borrow it, and don't have that responsibility of carrying something where it has a huge burden on themselves. I think them having more freedom and more freedom of autonomy, as opposed to being kind of tied to a 30-year mortgage or a car payment, is something that is being reconsidered in terms of, like, how people view their time, money, and how they will use credit moving forward.
Do you think that that's actually more freedom? The only reason I'm asking is because, like, I know plenty of people over COVID that moved at least 3 times because they were so free to move that when the rents got hiked and they couldn't afford it because they were living paycheck to paycheck.
Well, Ray, before you ask that question, let me get my solution. Now, these coming from guys who, like, you just seen Ray show his 819, 820, whatever it was. I've seen 8 something.
820 to 816, it varies.
Hey, don't let me insult my man by trying to lower his numbers.
No, I just don't want you. Look, I don't take no false credit. I always keep it real because I'm like, because when I do my finances at the end of the month, I count the lower number. That's the one that I record every time.
Got you.
So
I'm gonna tell you from the average common man numbers. The first thing I would do. So OG Dirty, I appreciate your question. Thank you for the interaction. Bless you, my brother. The first thing I did to fix my shit and to get my shit after I paid the credit card, I utilized these 3 major credit card bureaus, and I got a copy of each one of these, and I thoroughly went through them. Now, of course, I did find some discrepancies, right? Mm-hmm. Some of them had certain credit cards, some didn't. Some had these credit cards I ain't never heard of, so I had to send an inquiry about them, an investigation. They looked into them. They snatched it off my credit report. Mm-hmm. But what I did do, I got a copy of these 3 from these 3 credit bureaus. They give you a free copy, usually once a year. You get a free paper copy or online copy, however you want it. They'll send it to your email, or you can set up an account, log on to it, and get it from that way. However you need to do it. That's what I did. I thoroughly went through it and found the legitimate charges and loans and accounts that I had, and I paid those off. Again, like what my man Ray said, I went through the Dave Ramsey plan and I looked at them, and I went from the one that's the most expensive, and then I went down to the most least, and I went from the one I could pay off today. I paid it off within 2 or 3 months, and the ones more expensive, I called them up. They worked with me. I set up a payment plan, and that's what I did to and then increase. It took me probably 200 some more points after I did that. Now, of course, I had to go and go to my bank, and I had got with them, my man, a personal loan, and I held that, and I paid that off within a year's time frame. And I never even spent the money, never even used it, but I held it so I have it, just to increase my credit score. And I little by that, and that's what I did. That's my experience. So I would encourage you to do it. Now, again, I was also willing to work a second and third job to do these things. It wasn't easy. It was tough. I hated missing out on some parties, hanging out with my boys, going on trips, doing certain things for my daughter, and going out with my girlfriend at the time, because I had other obligations that was more pressing and important. But I was focused. I kept my nose to the ground, and I did what I had to do. So that's my story on how I got my credit better. Hopefully that helped you, my brother. Each one of us gave an example or some clues, some hints. Hopefully they helped you. But let me do this real fast. Shout out to my man John the Baptist for the $2 super sticker. Brother, you didn't have to. But you trying to help my credit score. I see what you're doing. You see my man's Ray. You want me to get up there with Ray and get in the 800s one day. And so I'm going to put this $2 towards my credit card. And we're going to pay this damn thing off. But go ahead, Ray.
Oh, no. I was just touching on the like, I honestly think that the we're not owning anything movement is A, it's been incentivized, but B, it's also the perception of freedom. It's not actual freedom. Because when you have no stability in your house payment, that's your largest expense. And most people right now are house poor renting. And that's by design. Like they've navigated them into a renter class mentality, and then they make you feel good about it by going, oh, well, like I'm free, I'm not encumbered, I might be going across the country tomorrow. No one's going across the country tomorrow. Nobody. Y'all are in the same space for 5 to 10 years. You're not leaving. You're not leaving. And now you don't have the security of the stability of like, well, the rent might go up $50 a year. No, it's going up $110. And I had some people who wanted to argue with me. They were like, oh, that only happens once a year. And I'm like, no, it's going up from like $100 to $400 when the place sells. That contract is null and void when the place sells. If a company comes in and buys it out and goes, I can extract more resources out of this unit by bringing this up to the average for the area, because this was the one unit that was underpriced, and you skirted in, you barely got in, but you got into the area you wanted to be in downtown. And now that building gets bought up, and they go, we're raising the rent $300 a tenant and doing renovations.
See what Ray's doing right now, Lou? Ray is messing with my goddamn money when he's talking like this. You see what I'm talking about? Yeah. I need you renters. Fuck Ray. I love you renters. I appreciate you. No, Ray, you're not gonna mess with my goddamn money.
Well, I'm just saying, Hink, you're not doing it. It's when Hink sells that property that you're about to have to move. When Hink cashes out, it's over.
Guys, if I'm renting to you, you're safe as long as I got breath in my body, because I love your money. Yeah. First, the money's coming right around the corner, and I'm gonna be greatly appreciative when I see that check. So I don't care what Ray talk about. Y'all keep renting, and y'all keep making them rental payments. Ray is crazy. This one thing I disagree with Ray. No, I don't disagree, Ray, but I understand what Ray's trying to do.
It's not. Well, the issue is it's not Americans that are doing this. These are outside companies that are buying this up that don't care about you. It's not somebody that knows you, that knows that you're a person, that knows that you exist. It'd be the equivalent of if I bought a rental property in Turkey and I was like, I'm raising this 2,000 lira, deal with it. I don't know who you are. I don't even speak your language. I don't care about you. That's who's buying these up. They're buying them from Hink. They're buying the properties from Hinks. But you in it. And Hink sells you along with the property. And then the person from Iran goes, I want $300 more a month next month. Figure it out or leave. And those are your options. And I mean, here in KC, that happened all over the place. Like, I was lucky I got the spot that I got when I got it, because it was like I bought when everybody didn't know. Everybody was kind of holding their breath for a little bit at the beginning when they were like, how long are we going to be locked down for? But that's the only reason I got my spot. And literally within the first year, I had $30,000 in equity in this place. That's year one. And there's bidding wars on the places around me. And like now they're selling for like, it's like something ridiculous. Like, I think these units are going for almost 200,000.
Yeah, I mean, I bought my house like almost a year and a half ago, and I bought somewhere in the low 400s, and now my house is worth somewhere close to almost 600.
Yeah,
you know, and there's something scheduled to be coming to that city.
Yep. And I live downtown.
So it's qualifies for tax credits and herbal renewal and distress areas and stuff like that. And sort of once that reinvestment happens and begins in those types of contracts and projects start to happen, you start to begin to beautify and tear down and rebuild and put new shopping centers, businesses, more attractions, right, for fall, winter, and all year events. Now it starts to become much more attractive and people want to be closer to the action.
Yep.
Right. Companies are going to want to relocate to these areas because they know that their employees will live in an area where it's closer to commute and also there's an added value. And sort of what happens is the value of that, people want to move in there. People want to get there. So the price of the property now goes up, right? Yep. You got in at one number and then come to find out within 5 years, the property value has gone up 30, 35%. Right?
Yeah.
Just that short period of time. One of the things that I tell people is like, look, either you want to be the one that's, an owner, or do you want to be a renter?
Yeah.
Being an owner, you got to think about it. There's a lot of tax benefits in doing that, right? You look at, the cash flow that you get from the property, because I have a 4-unit. So
that's dope.
Yeah. So you get the cash flow that you get from the property, and then also when you get to write off the depreciation value each year, right? And sort of one thing that I always tell, like, renovate things little by little, unit by unit. You know what I'm saying? Keep your receipts, keep track of all the maintenance work that you have done to the property over time, right? And always photograph and document those things, right? Because at the end of the day, you're paying down, but you're gaining cash flow, you're gaining equity, right?
Yep.
And you're controlling the asset. You have an asset, right? Not a liability, right? And sort of that's what I encourage people to do, is can control the asset. And that asset produces cash flow, which you can therefore, use that and put that into other forms of vehicles and to acquire more assets.
Yeah. 100% agree with that.
Let me say this real fast. Guys, there's a reason why I had shows like it's not only because to share the information, but your boy, he wants to learn too. Yeah. I'm not above learning any goddamn thing. I'm learning something from these brothers right now. So hopefully you guys are doing the same. And you know how you can help me? By hitting that goddamn like button. Can you hit the like button for the brother? I surely appreciate that. And if you know somebody who's struggling and need to get that credit right, share it with them. Lord knows they probably need this. They just need that quick, swift kicking ass to get them started. And so Uncle Hink may be the one to do it. So share it with your people who know who need it. And it might be yourself. So watch it on replay if need be. But go ahead. All right, go ahead, Ryan. I know you're about to say something.
No. What I was gonna say, I was like, I totally agree with that. That said, the game that we're taught to play is not the game that's being played. And if you're not playing the game that's being played, then it's getting played against you. Like people are just taking advantage. But the other thing that I was going to say was like, so here in KC, we've got stuff going on in the outskirts of town too, including the stuff that's going on downtown. So like we're getting one of those, like apparently one of the biggest, I think it's the Panasonic cell plants in the nation is going in here outside of town, probably about, I'd say 30 minutes. And so like there's stuff going in everywhere here. Like it's wild. But back to the renting conversation, like I'm not saying that you got to do the math on rent, because if it's going to cost more and you're not going to be able to stack, because like I rented for a long time because our rent was so low, it was stupid. Like we got a really good deal. It was a Hink situation. It was a good guy who lived down the street that owned the building down the street from his house. We met him, made friends. He gave us a great deal because we cleaned the place up ourselves, and it allowed us to just stack paper. So, like, in that situation, 100%, I was like, I wasn't moving till the rent went up. like, and as soon as it did, I was like, I'm ready to go. Like, I've been stacking the coffers. I'm ready. Like, as soon as it was going to be a situation where because the building got bought and they were looking at the other units that they were renoing were already going for 200 more a month. And like, they were wanting that out of everybody. And I was like, I'm not going to pay that extra $200. Like, this is stupid. Like, I'm not gonna be able to save money at this point the way that I want to. Like, we'll go look and secure this. And I was like, we can move and pay $50 more a month, or we can pay $200-300. Like, easy decision.
Exactly. Let me do a super chat real fast. Shout out to the actual King Smith, brother. I appreciate you, sir. You didn't have to do this, but you chose to donate because you're trying to help me get that better credit score. I know what's going on here. Need this type of information put out there. Right on, King. And I look, brother, I'm trying. I'm working hard. I'm trying. I got two great guys up here to help me out with this situation and to help me out to have this conversation. So I appreciate these guys even donating their time. Thank you, fellas. Mm-hmm. And actually, King Smith, thank you for the $9.99 super chat, brother. Right on to you. With that being said, brother, look here. I'm gonna tell you this. I remember in 2005. Man, I'm old. Goddamn. Well, it's every time I say the year, it just man. But I remember when I got my first home. I ain't realized, man, I was gonna be paying less in my house payment than I was in rent. I saved myself $50 moving from an apartment, a 2-bedroom apartment, to a house. Saved myself $50. I went from paying $550. My house payment's only $505. Do the math.
Yep.
Come on, man. I'm paying too goddamn much. $50 a lot to me during that time.
Hey, wait a second, Hank. You really gonna juice them out of the actual information of the money you save when you buy a house?
Man, look here, man.
You not gonna tell them, Hank?
Man, look. Let me say this. I tell my son this. Son, ain't no need to make it somebody else's house payment. You can make your own. Mm-hmm. What the hell are you doing? Let's get your money right. Get your credit right. We're gonna get you the apartment. Okay, that's fine and dandy. If that's what we got started with you, cool, because you need to establish some shit. But you're not gonna stay no more than 2 years in an apartment. And then we're gonna get this house, this first home. I don't care if you don't have a wife and a kid. That's fine. When you bless a woman with your last name, you move into your vicinity, into your world. Mm-hmm. You're not moving into hers. We don't do that. She can come to you, or y'all can stay wherever y'all stay, and you stay where you stay, and that shit's yours. That shit's yours, regardless of what happens. Mm-hmm. She can't touch it unless you put her name on a quick claim deed and put her name on it. Now, if you choose to do that, I understand, because that's your wife. That's different. Yeah. Make her the beneficiary. Make her an inheritor. I understand all of that. But that's yours during the meantime between that until it comes to that point. That's yours. But yes, did I save a lot of money? Yes, I did. Now, we could also talk about the good and bad, because I did a couple videos on some of the things I had to deal with as a homeowner. You're not going to be avoid of all things, but the money. Mm-hmm. I remember talking about rent. I'm not rent. Well, y'all, what are going to happen when I can sell the house. I could double my money. Mm-hmm. I could double my money. That's the best investment you can make. Yep. You see me going out and getting a $60,000 car. I can get a $60,000 house, turn that house over, build it up, add a room. Yep. Update the kitchen, update your bathroom, update your bedroom. You know what I'm saying? Finish the basement. And now I went from 60,000. Now that thing may be up to 85 to 90, 100,000. Mm-hmm. Maybe even double that, 120,000. And I could turn around and sell it for 150. And now I'm making almost $90,000 profit. What are you talking about? Money? I'm not losing shit. That's an investment, brothers. Sisters. Mm-hmm. Y'all better wake up. Get to know. Get this information for those people who know. And if they have information, have a conversation. Yep. Even to the point you have to pay somebody to have a conversation. Do what you need to do. This beautiful thing we're on right now is called YouTube. Take advantage of it. There's a lot of knowledge out there, brothers and sisters. You can even go to the library, and there's still books out there you can go check out. I did that. I did that. When I had my little library card, checked out the book for about a month, got the information. I appreciate that. Kept it moving. Matter of fact, I made a photocopy of some of the pages. That's how much knowledge I wanted. Now, of course, I don't still have it no more. I wish I did because it still be beneficial. But I still know the name of the book. I still have access to it. Like my man Ray said, ebook. I get it online.
Yep.
I got an Amazon account. Shout out to Amazon. But yeah, I'm all about making money and help my fellow man if I can. Now, if y'all don't want the help, say, Hank, the hell with you. I don't want your help. Wash my hands. I keep it moving. And I'll find somebody who's wanting and looking to get that help, who's looking for that knowledge. I'll do what I can. If I have the answer. And if I don't, I will inquire to people who do have the answers. And I'll ask the questions for you. If you're scared to even ask the question, have the conversation. I ain't got no problem with that because I love the knowledge. If it's going to allow me to make more money to help my family, yeah, I'm going to do that for sure. But go ahead, Ray. I didn't mean to go on that diatribe like that.
Oh, no. I mean, it's that's it. You've gotta be in the game. Like you gotta have conversations. Like we gotta talk about it. Like we gotta have actual financial conversations. Like that's the easiest way to learn is listening to people have a conversation that know something that you don't know. Participating, asking questions. You know, like who was it in the chat? It was OG do dirty. Yeah, you know, asking good questions.
He just chat. I don't know if OG, if you still watch the show, but brother, wrap it into your show, man. I definitely want to put you out there and promote you, brother. But go ahead, Ray. Yeah. My bad. I keep interrupting.
But I mean, it's about assets. It doesn't. I mean, it can be anything. I mean, I think what you're going to see is a lot of people making the move into things like crypto. Like crypto's digital. The way that I look at it, digital real estate. It's the same concept, in my opinion. like you'll have people that are going to be moving into that and that are going to do some great things. But I think strategically, when you start seeing these movements and these people that are pushing a specific narrative, that's just like, oh yeah, you should go do this, and it's like, where's the data for that? Like, where's the data for people who are just exceptionally rich that don't own property? Like, I understand not owning the property on paper, but they own the building and then they rent from themselves, which is still ownership. Like, it's a half truth. It's like the half truths are almost more dangerous than just telling flat lies at this point. Because you can sit there and be like, oh, well, I don't own a house and neither should you. But you own the building, you own the management company, and basically you're just cutting a check to yourself for tax purposes. Okay. But you still own that place. like you swishing some money around, but you own that place. And you just told a bunch of people that think that you know that look at you as an authority. You're supposed to be the guru, and you told all of them to go do what you're doing without giving the context of exactly what it is.
Well, I'll take it a step further. Those same people who bought that piece of property under an LLC company,
yep.
right? So they established an LLC or company organization. They have a hierarchy. They have a attorney, all these things, right? And they also have the rules and operation agreement for that LLC. And once they've done that, and they have acquired the property and they put the property under management, then they went and did the same thing over again and over again. All different properties under separate LLCs. And then once they did that, right, because now they brought the property, now they have a management company that oversees the property. Now they have a cleaning company that cleans the property, right? And now they put all those same properties under a holding company, right? And that holding company has all those LLCs under it. And some go about it by doing like a series LLC, which is like you put all of them under one LLC, but they're all separate. But that's a completely separate conversation. And then all those separate entities, now they put under a trust or in a trust, right? And sort of once you figure out how people are controlling, in how they're controlling these assets and how they're playing the game, they're moving very strategically in terms of how to place themselves in a beneficiary position in terms to, make money from not only the dividends, but also have tax write-offs, right?
Right.
Leveraging that.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I like the comment. I just like this Frenchy dog he got in the picture. I don't know which one it is, but honestly, land is more valuable than gold. I can't deny that.
I mean, technically speaking, if you look at the trajectory of gold over the last decade, a bunch of stuff's more valuable than gold right now.
Man,
well, I mean, gold is up right now. I mean,
it's appreciated 94 cents, man. 94 cents. Up in comparison to what?
Well, since what, 05? Like, okay.
Like if you bought gold when Bitcoin started, it at the start of Bitcoin, not even 05 to now, gold is up 94 cents. Like and the issue that I have with this is this environment that we're in is literally what we've been told by all these old boomers for forever. When stuff gets bad, you're going to need your gold. That's going to be your hedge. And it's not hedging at all. It's kind of the problem. Because like that's like one of the reasons that, like me and Dave Ramsey had a thing on Twitter. We got into it because he told somebody not to buy Bitcoin. I was like, this ain't going to age well. And it hasn't, because he was wrong. And he was dead ass wrong. And I was like, explain to me. Like, it's math. So like, if you're looking at an asset class, period, regardless of how rich you are, like math doesn't have emotion to it. So if you go, hey, if you bought it at this point and held it till now and it's up 94%, but everybody tells you that gold is a hedge against inflation, and inflation, real world inflation, is like 20-something%, and it's gone up damn near no percents, that's no longer that's not a hedge. Like, at all. Period. I don't understand. Like, I know it has intrinsic value, so you could sell it, but the problem is the people that are making semiconductors isn't who you're selling it to. You're gonna have to sell that to another person who's gonna have to want it. And it seems, considering that it's appreciated 94 cents over almost 14 years, that people don't want it. And the industry that utilizes it isn't purchasing it from people. So, like, you just kind of have it at that point, right? And it doesn't do what it said it was supposed to do. Like, you can't buy more groceries with your gold now. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not an anti-gold person. I'm just historically what we've been told, it didn't do that thing at all on any metric. So, like, if you got like a bunch of gold in the backyard, like, it's basically the same price that it was 14 years ago. And inflation is 20% real world for food. So if you were to take that, cash it in to go buy food, you could buy less food. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I think right now, in terms of where things are heading, crypto is the new gold.
Do you know why?
Well, I believe because, one, I mean, unless we're having the deregulation or regulation conversation, in terms of where you put your money, it allows it to at least be moved about in such a way where it's not so much tied to just one central item, like in terms of just like the overall economy.
Yep.
Right. there's a series of projects that it's tied to. And I encourage everybody to read the white papers before they ever invest in anything in particular. You know what I'm saying? Always read the white papers, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's going to be the next thing, and the thing about it is, a lot of people are still behind the eight ball. It's a very small fraction of people on a global scale, just not only here domestically, that has access, right? Who has an account, who has already invested. Yeah, it's never too late.
So the one thing that you touched on it, but you just didn't say it, is it's non-confiscatable. Like if your country collapses. So historically, like when I got into Bitcoin, we had a couple of Iranians that worked at the gas station down the street from my old place when I lived in the hood. And they were both doctors, but they couldn't pass the MCATs here to practice here because they can't read English. So while they were learning how to read English, they worked at this gas station. And we were when I first started learning about Bitcoin, like I went in and like we used to sit around and shoot the shit with them for a little bit whenever we went in there because they were smart guys. And I asked them, I was like, so like, what do you think about this? Because like, you know, like I've been told about gold. And the dude literally stopped me and he was like, no, he was like, you need to do this because when we left our country, he was like, we were rich. And he was like, we took all of our gold and we took all of our stuff and we walked to the airport and the military stripped us down and took everything, including our shoes. And then we left with nothing. That's actually the problem with gold. Is like in the situation where you actually need it, like civilization's gone bedlam and you got gold bars and you're like, I got to get out the country. The only thing you're going to do if you're lucky is get out of the country because the military, you got to think about this. The military has all the guns now and you're trying to leave the country and you're trying to get on the airplane and get out with all the refugees. God forbid. You think they're gonna let things of value leave out of that airport when they gotta stay with the unrest and the battle and the carnage? Everything of value gets taken from you when you leave. Everything. They can't take Bitcoin. That's just the reality of the situation. Like if I left without, hold on, let me see here. I can pull these out and show you. If I left without either of my devices that house my crypto. Either of them. I don't need the device. I need the key to unlock the device. I can order a new device. I can walk out of here with nothing but a piece of paper or a tattoo with my key on it. None the wiser. No one's looking for paper. Order a new device wherever I land. Guess what? Still got every bit of wealth I've accumulated. Every single bit. There's nothing they can do to take it unless they want to take me with it. And then you still have a choice. Like I could just be like, well, you'll torture me until I expire, and then no one gets it because I want to be petty. These are options. Also, there's no middleman. You don't have to worry about it being counterfeit. And I did want to speak to High's comment. The people that got screwed on the FTX deal were speculators. They were speculating. Those of you who are trying to get rich tomorrow that come in this space will lose everything to stupid stuff like that. Everyone who's been in here for a while, I've been in here over 10 years. We all knew that was sus from the get-go. Granted, I lost money on other stuff because the space isn't perfect. It's still the Wild West. But like what I tell people, you just get the boring stuff. Buy yourself some Bitcoin and Ethereum. Accumulate those two things. Guaranteed wins. Darn near. Every bull run, they perform well. There's going to be people who will make more than you probably, absolutely, but Bitcoin and Ethereum are going to be around for a very long time. It's a solid play. When you're messing with FTX and all these altcoins, you're trying to get rich tomorrow, especially if you don't know what you're doing, especially if it's your first 2 years, especially if you've never been through a bull run because you don't know what you don't know. And there's a lot of working parts in this space. A lot of working parts in crypto. Real easy to get your money departed from you. But for the next 16 to 24 months, it's about to be real fun because everybody's going to be winning. My suggestion is if you're new, stick with the boring stuff. Win the boring way in crypto because the boring way in crypto is way more efficient and effective than any other asset class you could possibly be in. Just messing with the boring stuff. Don't try to get rich tomorrow. There's no shortcuts, people. No shortcuts. You're going to have a hard head in crypto. You're going to have a soft ass and an empty bank account. I guarantee it. Happens every bull run I've been through going on 4. Every bull run. Always happens. But, I digress. I'm sorry.
No, you good. I'm a man who has little to no knowledge of this.
Yeah.
Ray was on here. I think it was probably about a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I think it was like 2.
Yeah, about this to my attention. And it's definitely something I definitely want to get into. And I'm going to definitely have to have a conversation with my man, Ray. I think RZA was sent me a message or something talking about it as well. So it's definitely something I definitely want to have a conversation about. And once I get this knowledge, sounds like another show in the making. That's what it sounds like to me. Another show in the making. And that's definitely what I'm looking to do. If y'all fellas don't mind, I'm going to drop the link for anybody who actually wants to come up and ask a question. I appreciate those interactions in the chat who making statements and asking questions. Hey, y'all continue to do such. We'd be more than glad to have them. I appreciate that, but I did drop the link in the chat for those who do want to come up. Good evening, Sister Precious. Hoping all is well with you, ma'am. But Lou, I know we was talking about something in the back chat you wanted to talk about too, or touch on, if you want to touch on. But before we do that, I can't forget, man. I sometimes forget, charge to the mind and not the heart. Album of the week, man. It's LL Cool J.
Oh,
bad. I'm bad album. Bigger was really the Bigger and Deffer album. That's what it really is. But that's my album of the week. My action figure of the week is Kingpin.
Oh,
one of my many favorite villains of the Marvel universe. Look at Ray. I don't know how much of a Marvel guy you are. I do see at DC a character in the back. His name is the Joker. Yes. My favorite all-time villain. I don't care. I know he's an average dude. He don't have no special powers, but I love the Joker. My favorite. I got a couple things coming. It's in the works, a statue of the Joker. Now, I probably shouldn't have said
it. Oh, that's awesome.
The lady gonna be mad because she knows she's gonna have to put it on my spreadsheet and add it to my action figure spreadsheet. But baby, they coming. I just want to let you know. I caught me a good Cyber Monday deal, and it's on the way. But with that being said, Kingpin is one of probably my third favorite villain.
Oh,
besides Thanos is number 2, Kingpin is number 3, but Joker is number 1 all time. Joker's number 1. So the rest of those other two are coming. Promise you that. I got them coming. They will be displayed. So like Joker's up there. Thanos is back here somewhere behind me. Got them. But they gonna be on display. But right now, Kingpin's that guy. So Kingpin and LL Cool J, Big and Deffer is the album of Funko Pop of the Week. Shout out to them. But go ahead, Lou. I know you wanna touch on some things you said we was talking about in the back chat, but we can talk about it right now while we got that chance.
We've gotten an opportunity to talk about credit and business credit a little bit, and we talked about businesses purchasing a home and leveraging your credit for those things, and but one thing, there it is. One of the things that I wanted to kind of hit upon, because this is something that I've been already embarked upon, is owning land and real estate outside of the U.S. There has, I've always, for the longest time, people have always glorified the nightlife and the club scene and stuff like that until the early 2000s, when traveling has become the new club. For the last, I want to say 16 to 18 years, traveling has become the new club. And now having multiple residencies or citizenships in other locations outside of here is the new move, and it's the new flex. And in doing so, utilizing your capital that you have gained in establishing credit and also investing, have holdings outside of here, especially in areas where it's developing, where there is an influx of tourism, where there is a strong presence of expats, right? And that right there allows you to kind of not only expand from your local geographical location, but also being able to expand more internationally, more globally. You know what I'm saying? I believe in having multiple residencies all over, not only just here, but all over, right? I'll give you an example. If you were said person who owned said property in Mexico, maybe somewhere in the Caribbean, South America, or wherever, and we went through another global pandemic and you had to be locked down, right? Where out of your four residencies do you want to be working out of during that time period, right? I certainly don't want to be stuck in New England, for another 2 years of a pandemic, what I'm saying, where it's just snow and rain and cloudy and misery, right? I'd rather be somewhere much more tropical, much more warm, much more friendly, much more conducive. And then also considering the cost of just living, right? The cost of things. You'll find yourself that you'll end up saving a lot more, and just food expenses, living expenses, internet, etc. And I think what that does, it allows you to save more money, but also reinvest that money in other projects and other ventures, right? And once you start doing this, you start to kind of invest in more assets in other locations, and you start to expand your portfolio. Not so much only where you are, located geographically here in the States, but also abroad. So it just becomes this new way of thinking in terms of how people have viewed, traveling. And sort of like, if you're just only staying on the resort and you're just staying by the pool and you're taking the nice photos with your feet in a coconut drink, to post it up on the gram, you're not really exposing yourself to other potential possibilities that could create, new streams of revenue for you, right? Ladies, I know you love taking those photos. Keep doing your things, but fellas, I need you to be a little bit more pay attention to detail. Look at how money flows in and out. What's the banking system? What I'm saying, how can you acquire residency or dual citizenship? Look at where are the safe places? Where are people going? What are the high seasons and what are the low seasons? Begin to ask questions about where you can expand and where you can place your lay roots at. So that's all I got.
That is dope. I like that. It also allows you freedom, because where you're restricted and where you're locked down at is based on what passport you're using. Because there were places you couldn't go with an American passport that you could definitely go with other passports. And since we now know that there's nowhere left on this planet that's a system that allows actual freedom that we speak of from an American perspective, the only freedom that there is to be a part of as many systems as possible, because then you can navigate it based on whatever rules they have. And then you can attain freedom that way by decentralizing what system you're tied into.
Boom. That right there. Becoming a global citizen is really the new market, because now if I establish businesses, and then also another hack, if you establish business and you get residency in that said place, do not use your American credentials. Use whatever credentials you have established in said country, right? You want to separate church and state when it comes to tax purposes. You know what I'm saying? And leave it under a different entity, right? Or a shell. So like that, that funnels and pays its own taxes, and you don't own it, but you control it. And sort of that becomes a new way of thinking about how to protect yourself, especially during volatile times.
See, guys, I'm listening. I'm learning. I'm learning. I mean, I didn't think about owning no property outside of the great U.S. of A. Never thought about that.
Yeah,
it's an idea. Damn, I mean, why not? That sounds like a piece of property to me, for real.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, from my perspective, it's the whole the crypto rabbit hole, the Bitcoin rabbit hole. Like, we're basically, most of the people, if you've been in crypto for over a decade, you got a tinfoil hat on, and you're assuming that you're gonna have to leave the country at some point. like we're just like, nah, bro. Like, obviously they don't want us here. So I mean, that was probably one of the guys who mentored me when I first got into the space. My second year in, he was on my neck about it. He was like, get your passport. He was like, you need to have it. Well, I'm not planning on going nowhere. He was like, you're going to need it when you need it. And when you need it, you ain't going to want to wait to have it. He was like, you need to be able to, yeah, exactly. You need to be able to bounce. Like,
I have two. I'm working on my third.
See, where'd you get your second one?
Dominican Republic.
Ah, nice. Did you just go stay there for 2 weeks and then apply for your stuff? Or no, that's Puerto Rico, where you can get the citizenship if you're boots on the ground for 2 weeks. What's the DR's requirements?
Well, for me, I was naturalized, so both my parents were born and raised in Dominican Republic.
Oh,
I was born in Puerto Rico. And sort of like, so I've already gotten my dual citizen and passport. So I already have those things. And then my next play is to get my third one either in Portugal or Spain. So like, I have a direct line in the EU. Once you get into the EU, now we're having different conversations.
Yep. So what are the requirements for Portugal? Because that's one of our places in the crypto space, because Portugal is very, very pro crypto there.
Yeah. So one of the things is like either purchase a property, establish a business, right? Or there is a minimum threshold that you need to make an investment, and sort of like they're encouraging that, and especially if you stay a year, you will be given that permanent residency, right? And sort of like I think you have to just visit a country at least once every I don't know, whatever, 3 years or whatever, at least stay a day. And now that allows you to have access and entry into the EU.
Oh, okay, because Portugal's on my list, so I was like, I might have to start Zillowing over there and see what the deal is.
Yeah, and then once you do that, and obviously for those who are heavy into the crypto space, the next, if you make another parallel move, so you go States, Caribbean, Europe, Middle East.
Yep.
Recommend.
All roads lead to Dubai, my friend. All roads do.
All roads. No taxes. Very, very friendly in terms of just expats and crypto and a lot of those things, right? A lot of protection in those areas, right? And then also too, right now, I mean, you buying an asset and having that asset and leasing that investment, right? And allowing that to appreciate and you controlling it, that right there allows you much more mobility and much more freedom. So again, it's starting to become, people need to take control of their narrative. People need to control, people are starting to wake up and starting to control their own narrative, control their own story, and also control where they want to be, right? I think for the longest time, people have, have felt glued to their own location. There are certain people who have never left their block,
Facts.
have never left their city. There are people who live in Los Angeles and have never been to the beach, and the beach is literally 10 minutes away. I've never been to the beach. And when I learned this, I was dumbfounded. Like, how is that even possible, right? And I remember there was a report that came out, right? Like sometime at the beginning of the pandemic, 39% of all US 39% of all Americans had passports. 39%. And this is like right before, during the pandemic, right? Only 39%. Sometime after the pandemic, that jumped up to about 49%, 50%, right? Because people have been inside for so long that they were like, I'm itching to travel. I'm itching to go about. Like scrolling up and down on social media, they're looking at all these amazing places that they've never seen, never been to, or never heard of. But yet they're very motivated and eager to get to these places. So they're filling out, trying to get their passport, get all that stuff, etc. So there has been a jump in an investment in, people getting their passports and being able to kind of just get out there. Do not allow yourself to be pinned down to one area, especially with what's happening now in the globe, and also with the World Economic Forum, and where things might be heading. This is the perfect time to really, really start investing in heavily into that.
Yep.
Man, shit, that sounds good. Because I was talking to earlier, well, in the back, me and Lou was talking about, I haven't yet been to the DR, Ray, and I told him, I said, it's one of my destination spots I want to go to. I looked at it, but just never pulled the trigger on the situation. So now that I say now, I'm sure my lady is going to put that on the travel plan, on the list of possible destinations. I'm sure. So I'm going on a cruise this summer. Looking forward to that. It's been a while since I've been on one. So yeah, looking forward to that. But the DR is definitely sounding interesting right now. I promise you, Ray. It's definitely. Have you been there yourself?
No, I haven't been to the DR. So no, like I've got my sights set on Portugal, and like that's kind of my exit strategy, because I was like, from Portugal I can get to anywhere that I want. And like, I'm weird about stuff, because like I'll roll up a place by myself and like just not care. Like, look, physical location, like after I get through the architecture, because like everywhere you, like a lot of places you go, that's what interests me. Like I look at the architecture, and then after I'm there for like 2 days, I'm just like, okay, cool, I'm just here now. Like, what's up? Like, it's not one of those things where like I have that wanderlust. Like everywhere I go is for business. Like I don't. You ain't gonna, like, if I'm sitting on the beach, it's gonna be for like a day, and it's gonna be because there's a woman involved that has made me sit down. Like I would not choose to do that of my own volition. Like I'd walk around downtown, I find me a nice little bar to go sit up at, and then I'd be knee deep into my portfolio or something productive. Like I don't, like, my traveling is a little bit weird. Because like I couldn't do a cruise because like you're stuck on you're in the boat. And I'm like, all there is to do is relax. like what are you doing? Be like, you just out in the ocean relaxing. I'm like, this sounds horrible to me, because I'm like, I need to go do something. Like I'm not wired for it. Like I like being a moment's notice away from the action, which is also why I like crypto. When I wake up at 2 a.m, the market's still happening, bro. like I can wake up, I can grab my phone, I can get on my computer, I can sit down, and I can get to work at any point in 24 hours. Like if I didn't want to go to sleep, I could just be in the market all day.
They still port, so you can get off the boat, don't worry, and do some things. And sometimes they port for a whole day. Depends on where your stops are.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. So I assume you haven't been on a cruise just because you don't like the. Okay.
No, I just never got around the concept of it. I was just like, that's too much downtime. Like my company shut down. We chose to shut down to give everybody a break because we've been working for 6 days. We've been going 6 days a week for months. So over Thanksgiving, we shut down from basically Wednesday to Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Thursday night, after I got done with my family dinner, I was over being home. like even that, like being in town, like I was like, after I got done seeing my family, I'm like, all right, like I kind of want to go back to work. And they were like, nah, bro. Like if you show up on any job sites, we're gonna have a problem. Like you need to chill. And so I just, went out with my friends, caught up with my friends, but it was a ton of downtime. And like I just ended up I dove knee deep into crypto. Like I worked on content. Like I can't, I've got like a 48-hour threshold on relaxing, and then I don't like it anymore. like I would rather just work in a different environment and be like, yay, vacation, but like I'm somewhere else where I get to look at some different buildings, as opposed to being like, we're going to lay up on the beach and actually relax for a week. I'm just like, my body's going to hurt. Like, that's all that's going to happen is like, my body's going to start dying.
So you said you want one of them weekend vacations, then you good. You ready to get back and get to the grind.
I mean, I'm trying to be the Warren Buffett of crypto, bro. Like, I'm going to be 90. I'm going to do an interview, and then y'all just going to be like, Ray's dead. I'm going to be like, cool. Peace. Be like, the dude was just saying stuff yesterday. Be like, it was his time, bro. Like, what you want me to do? But like, I just don't have I haven't found an off button. So I don't know how to relax well at all. Like, I'm just not good at it. Like, I knew the situation I was in and what I was going to have to do to like change the trajectory for my family. And I went all in on it. Like I've known what was going to be necessary since I was 16. And I've just been like, okay, well, like, this is your life. You don't turn off. Like,
I got you. I definitely got you. The super chat. Shout out to my big brother Polo Blue, man. You did a great live on IG yesterday. I definitely made sure I had to tap in, but I appreciate you tapping in tonight. It's a big Hink Cadillac fun. I know that's right. So for a little bit of backstory for y'all know, I'm looking to do another project as far as the old school convertible and old Cadillac, 1975 Cadillac is one of my wish lists. That's
do you keep those or do you flip them?
Oh no, shit. They not going nowhere. Now, when I'm gone, I'm gonna bless my kids. But no,
you ain't never rolled one up to the auto auction, Joe?
No. I have no. Look, now, last time I competed was probably about. Matter of fact, when I first got my car restored back in 2020. Right before the pandemic was all the way shut down. Let me tell my brother, thank you, brother. I appreciate you. You didn't have to do it, but you trying to get my credit score right. I know what you're doing, so I can get that Cadillac. No, the last time I competed was in 2020, and I didn't win nothing, but I was just wanted to put my car in the show, see how it does, and see just get some opinions on what I can do to improve and get better, and what they think I should do. So, but that was the last time I actually competed. Now it's just I've been going to the show just to hang out. I pop the hood, show off the engine and like the rest of them do.
That's awesome.
Trying to find a place because the closest place I could find in where I live in my area to do like some rechroming.
Yeah,
because that's what I want to do. I want to get my bumpers, my front and rear bumper, and my exhaust tips. I want to get them rechrome. So the closest one is really in Ohio. There used to be a company, in Tennessee, in Nashville, Tennessee, but they closed down.
Mm-hmm.
And I love their work. I love their work, but they no longer around. So, but yeah, that's what I want to do. So my next venture is to get me a convertible Cadillac and restore it.
Oh,
So
that's awesome.
it's kind of funny. My lady's daughter, she wants a 1963 Mustang and she wants to restore it too. So it's kind of funny that she has that interest too. So it's kind of a little bit of opportunity for us to bond on that aspect. But my lady's talking crazy. She can't. Can I drive the old school? Hell no. So I don't know why you keep asking me. My sentiments is not going to change. Nobody drives that old school until the day I die.
Oh Lord. He said don't touch it.
Drive my shit. Look, hey, let me tell you a story about this, right? It's funny. I said, son, you can have this car when I'm gone. I don't want that car. All right, that's cool. No problem. No problem at all. I got a granddaughter. Maybe she'll appreciate it. So it was one day after practice during the summertime. And then I went to go pick him up. I always boy like, hey, man, is that your daddy's car? What car is that? He gonna look, I asked me my car when he gone. I was like, what the hell you talking about? Your black ass said you didn't want this shit. Now you get looks. You know, the couple girls was kind of checking you out. Now you want it. You so goddamn full of shit. So now he talking about he want the car. Okay, I see. I heard what you're saying.
Oh
I said,
my God.
all right, dedicated to your niece, man. What you think about that?
Oh Lord. He's gonna be sitting around with his lip out. That's what he's gonna think about it.
Nah, I'm gonna give it to him. It's already written in the paperwork. He ain't got nothing to worry about. He gonna get it. He can have it. It's all his.
He said,
but I'm just messing with his ass. Talking about now he wants it. Now you crazy hell. Now first you didn't want it. You talk down about it. Talking about you didn't like it. So he's always complaining about, Daddy, why we gotta ride in the car? Every time we ride in the car, people are always looking at you. They always blowing their horns or giving you a thumbs up. I said, well, they appreciate beauty, man. It's an eye catcher, brother. You know, it's got that white rag top. You know, it's a hard top, but it's a white rag top.
Yeah.
Got the blue and white interior with the blue, man. You know, I need to find me some white walls. My buddy turned me on to a spot down there in California. I could order some because everywhere I seen, they wanted like about $400 a tire. And I didn't want to pay $400 a tire. And so, because, you know, them tires, well, let me say it. I'm old school, they probably last about 5 years because I don't drive it that much. Only time I drive is during the summertime when it's nice outside. I break baby girl out. But it probably lasts me a while, but I just didn't want to spend $400 a tire to get that. And I don't believe in getting a spare tire that looks like one of them goddamn donuts. I'll never do that on my car. So I would have to buy 5 tires. You know what I'm saying? My spare tire got to be the same as the rest of the tires, even if I have to change it. That's
yeah. You just throw a full size on there.
Hell yeah. I can't stand them goddamn donuts. I'm a grown man. What the hell? I don't want a goddamn donut.
He said, I'm grown. I can't have a donut, bro.
No. You can take your Krispy Kreme and your Dunkin' Donut tires and get the hell up out of it. I'm not doing this shit. We're not putting that on my car. So, but yeah, that's my story on the car. So he said, get your colors like Denzel and try to I got another story, guy. I didn't expect it. You took me that road I wasn't planning on, but it's all good. I appreciate the chat. Thank you for participating. One of my favorite cars is the Stingray. I don't know if y'all remember that TV show. I forgot who was the actor in it, but there was the characters was one of them was Hulk, the bald head black dude. He played in Star Trek, the Next Generation Star Trek. The bald head black dude. He was one of the guys in that same show. His name was Hulk, and he had a spinoff show called Hulk. But I forgot the name of the car, the name of the actor, or the name of the character even was in the show. Mo Freestyle, if you can show me who you are, brother, so I can verify. I appreciate that. But yeah, that I got you. That's who really turned me on to even get old schools. That and my grandfather, he had an old 1965 Mustang. Now, I thought I was gonna get that car. He told me I was gonna get that car. Unfortunately, my mother did me wrong, and she totaled the car, and it never
What?
came out. Yeah, man. My mother couldn't drive,
Oh Lord.
and she totaled that car. I was so mad at her. And at the time, I think it was only like 11 or 12. So I had at least 5 years before I could get 4 years before I get my license and all of that. But yeah, so I didn't get the opportunity. That could have been my first old school car. And the age of 16, unfortunately, I didn't make it. I had to wait till I was damn near 35 to get my first.
Oh, Jesus.
So that's how I got the 1975 Chevy Impala. Shout out to that. Let me bring my brother up, man. Mo Freestyle, what's going on? Welcome to the basement, my guy. What's going on with you?
What's up, man? I'm let me subscribe to your channel, by the way. And I didn't know you had a channel, and I just seen Ray. I guess that's why it came up in the algorithm. And I heard you guys talking about classic cars, so that's what's
Okay.
up.
We could talk
I
about
grew up with an uncle who had Cadillacs. He was big into collecting Cadillacs, and he was like a 70s dude.
Okay. But before we get into that, it's your first time to the basement. So I got to
Yeah.
ask you the question I ask all my first timers to the basement. What is your guilty pleasure song? What is that song you like to rock out to, but you'd be a little bit embarrassed if your family knew you was listening to it? I always share mine. Mine is New Kids on the Block. The Hanging Tough out. Please Don't Go Girl is my go-to song for the New Kids on the Block. Don't judge me, guys. It's my guilty pleasure song, and if I heard it, I'm gonna rock out right now. I don't give a damn what y'all think about me. So
I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question, man. I listen to wholesome music. I got into music because my dad, and I got his record collection, and I don't know. He had the Beach Boys and the Who and a whole bunch of different stuff. So I mean, I like everything, man. I like rock and roll. I like good hip hop. I mean, I don't know.
You
Damn.
never asked me, Hink.
I have never asked you?
No.
Shame on me.
And I got a good one.
Okay, right.
Yeah, maybe I'll probably say like Weird Al Yankovic.
Oh, okay, that's solid.
Okay, I got you. Ray, what's yours? I'm sorry, brother.
All right, bro.
I asked you.
Not only do I have a great guilty pleasure song, I've got a story to go with it.
Okay. Well, before you go to Lou, did I ask you before? Let me make sure I didn't skip out on.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Yes, you did.
Okay. No,
Lou was like, I already embarrassed myself.
I never asked him. He just don't want to tell us that he likes Wham, and that's okay, Lou. I'm not gonna judge you, brother. Wham is good.
Wham is good, man. Why you hating that? You know what? I'm a big George. I mean, I'm a big fan of what's his face, George Michael. I ain't gonna front.
Right on. So Ray, what's yours, brother? Go ahead.
Okay, oh god, I'm giving out too much information over here on Hink's channel. So my guilty pleasure song is Feist, My Moon, My Man. Now, we used to listen. So like Feist is it's like this chick. She's a Canadian artist. I think she's Canadian, but like it's some like real soft music. And back when we were traveling all the time, because like I used to be I used to break. Well, I mean, I guess technically I still do break dance semi-professionally, but back in the day when I was traveling and competing all the time, we'd have the whole crew and we would be in the car rolling through because like some of these kids lived in the hood of Kansas City, and we'd be rolling through the hood and like we would be looking brolic as hell, but like that would be blasting in the car. Like if you open the door, like you'd be like, this don't look like what's playing on the radio right now. And we just be sitting up at stoplights and like dudes will pull up and like you get that little look out the car and we're like, man, do we need to turn this down? Because like if they hear that, they're gonna rob us.
These dudes are soft. We gotta get
we was rolling around listening to victim music.
Wow.
It was bad.
Oh boy. That's funny. No, but man, yeah, I like my man Mo Freestyle said, I listen to all type of music. I came up during the time of when MTV actually played
Bro.
Bro.
Remember TRL?
Yeah. I don't know if y'all remember the box. You call in, you request the songs and all that.
Yeah,
that was my era. I loved it. You don't tell me shit. Now, of course, I only had a little 13-inch color TV that I had to put between the channels in order to watch it, and I always had them vertical lines that I had to kind of, you know what I'm saying? But that's what it was. You could.
Yo, Hank, you didn't have a black box?
You talk about the black cable box, the first.
Yeah, the black cable box. No, yeah, well, no, the one that people would get the illegal one.
It was like the Omni box, or what was it called?
I forgot what it was actually called, but it was like a fake one. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, now look, I was too poor. I couldn't even afford a fake one. I always had to go to my neighbor's house and watch MTV videos. We couldn't afford. I broke the motherfucker, man. They left government boxes on my porch because they knew we couldn't even afford to get to the station to get the stuff. So they brought it to us. So now
what was the brand?
I know what you're talking about because I'm being vulnerable now, Ray. We being vulnerable. Safe place, Ray. Right?
We're being vulnerable.
You remember the Playboy channel that didn't show that after 8 p.m. right? So I would kind of hang over to my buddy's house to about 8:05, maybe 8:30. Then Mama called, bring your ass home. But we kind of watched down in the basement, my buddy's basement. His daddy had a Playboy channel. We watched that channel. It clicked on and we kind of watch it. But then in the meantime, if you put the channel between channels, you see them blurry lines be swayed. You get a little nipple action.
That was the same too with Skinamax.
Yeah.
Skinamax after like 11 or 10 or something, it would be like soft porn.
Well, okay, there you are. I don't know if we could use that word, but I understand what you're saying.
Oh, but my bad. Soft corn. My bad.
Corn.
Yeah, man. Cinemax. Yo, let's be real, bro. And you know what? Thinking about it now, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was a Weinstein company, Cinemax. But Cinemax made a majority of its money in the beginning from those late night kind of little things it had, and then it would even have these infomercials that was like, I don't know. Remember in the time when you actually had call girls? People would call numbers and you would get to talk to a chick that had a cute voice.
Yes. Yeah.
I remember, look, Lou. Look, you probably don't know about you. Was a good, wholesome, Bible-toting young man. I know this is taking you down a dark road. You don't need to be hearing this. Cover your ears, Lou, if you need to. But I understand. But look, man, I remember seeing a commercial and it was like, pick up the phone. Y'all remember that commercial?
Yes.
Man,
and it was like the date chatting thing where you would just call in and be trying to like, bro, you know how many dragons you was talking to on them phone lines, bro.
Oh shit! She was a 400-pound whale,
bro. Hey, if y'all keep talking, they gonna send y'all ass some AARP cards. If we keep talking with this old people.
Yo, but you guys remember this dude? Man, Channel 35, and it had this show that was like, oh man, and then this band, The Strokes, ended up doing a music video based on it. But it was like, bro, it was like I don't know what to call it. It was like if they put stripper on TV, it was like OnlyFans on TV.
What?
Yeah, bro. This was Channel 35, but this was like only, I think, in the Northeast. So it depends where you were living.
Okay, never mind. That would have been out of my region.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Mine too. So, but yeah, like I said, I came up during a time of watching that, and I remember seeing the Thriller video. I mean, it was like a big dude on MTV. You know, a lot of black artists on MTV during that time. I remember one of my first videos that I recall watching on MTV was at was in that Take On Me. You know what? Take me on.
Oh wow, you take it. Aha.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it was a sketching, and it was a sketching. He was drawing most of the video was like a sketching.
Wow, you're taking me back.
And actually went into real life towards the end of the video for some girl. So that was like my first introduction to music videos, watching that, and one of my favorites was Hall & Oates, and that's how I got hip to Hall & Oates. I didn't realize Hall & Oates was white until I seen that video. I remember hearing
yeah.
No, that's same with me. I didn't know they were white.
and Rich Girl and all of that. I heard that. I'm like, oh man, these some nice young men, man. They could sing. These brothers could sing. And then I seen Man Eater. I said, hold on. That dude sound familiar, but he white. What he?
Yep.
Man, that culture shock, it broke me, baby.
That's like finding out the Tooth Fairy's not real.
Yeah, I hear you, but that was the same. You could say the same about Phil Collins. If you didn't see the video, you would think he was a black dude.
Well, I knew he was. I knew he was.
No, because you seen the video and you knew he was a taxi driver.
No, it was just something about his cadence voice, and he was.
I guess I see what you mean,
dude. It wasn't the same.
I knew that.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
I tell you, Bobby Caldwell. I thought he was always black until I read that harsh reality and actually seen the videos.
Who is Bobby Caldwell? Hold up a second. I gotta look.
Oh wait, Bobby Caldwell? I thought he was black.
No. He's good old wholesome Midwest white guy. Another
good
one
music.
I tell you, another one is Christopher Cross. Sailing. When I first heard that song, I thought he was a brother.
I definitely don't know Christopher Cross. I gotta look that one up.
Check that one out. And another one, what's that? Something Red. He's a red guy.
Red. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Is it Sexy Red or some shit red?
Yes,
I know who you're talking about. It's a redhead dude.
Yeah, and I how does that go?
Nah, but you knew he was red and he was a white dude because he was big in the 80s.
Yeah. But see, I didn't know. I mean, I heard it, but I didn't realize he was. Go ahead, Ray. I know you had something.
Simply Red. It's Simply Red. What we know.
Oh yeah, Simply Red. Yeah. Simply Red.
Yeah, my man Mo's talking about his at crush he got on Sexy Red. I understand though. She's all right, but
no, actually, you know what? I just heard that recently. Yo, it's crazy how detached I am from popular culture. If it wasn't for these different kind of panels and stuff on YouTube and the internet, I wouldn't know about any of these artists and their actual music. I haven't listened to any of them, thank God. But I can't tell you whether she's cute or not because I actually don't know what the heck she looks like. I just
have like heard that with titties.
Yeah, I just hear that these girls have the most vulgar music, like more vulgar than Lil Kim and what we grew up with.
Yeah.
Shout out to Lil Kim.
Lil Kim was
Lil Kim was vulgar in her day. When Lil Kim came out, she was as vulgar as it got.
To the hip hop industry, man.
Well, look,
what? She was what?
She was the throat go to the hip hop industry.
Technically, yeah.
I don't think she was vulgar. Y'all better listen to Millie Jackson and Roberta Flack.
Ooh, facts. Facts.
Nah, bro. In what way? What you mean, Roberta Flack?
Listen to the lyrics.
Have you not heard of lyrics? Yeah. Oh, brother.
You know
what? Go back and re-listen and actually listen to the words, bro. Like they nasty.
Yeah. Maybe I got to listen to the words. I like Sade, bro. She's wholesome.
She nasty too.
She's not nasty. Nah, bro. She got a beautiful voice. Ray, you wild for saying that,
bro. She's nasty, and B, she a vampire because she's still sexy today, and she was sexy when I was 10. Okay,
everybody says that.
She is.
Everybody says she's a vampire.
I couldn't stand Sade back in the days because every time I heard Sade, I knew it was time to clean up. My mother on Saturday, and it's time to clean the house. I'm down there cleaning baseboards when I'm putting his hair on because I gotta clean these goddamn baseboards and all of that. I knew it was cleanup time. When I heard that shit, my mama was about to get our asses up and start to clean the house. So it took me about 15 years before I get past that trauma. But I remember I got the opportunity to take my mom to a Sade concert and she loved it. Oh,
that's amazing. Good for you. Is she as good in real life as she sounds on record?
Well, you know, I had a stiffy while watching her on concert shows. She could sing like a goddamn demon. It wouldn't matter. I was so enamored by her beauty, and she sounded good to me. Didn't matter. No, but she did sound good. It sound good. She did sound good. She put on a good show. I tell you that she keeps you interacting.
Oh,
no, somebody get a phone call. I can tell that's an iPhone ringtone. iPhones are the devil. iPhones are the devil.
What about Donny Hathaway?
Oh yeah, man. You like you like him? You like Donny Hathaway? His daughter can sing. His daughter can sing. But Donny Hathaway is one of my good old school 1960 artists. I love Donny Hathaway. I love him. Sam Cooke. I'm a big fan of Sam Cooke.
Sam Cooke, yeah, definitely.
Lou, what is your old school music? We done got totally off money. We got totally off credit. We're talking about music.
I'll tell you a quick story. So I was born in Puerto Rico, and I came to this country when I was about 6 years old. I remember being about 8, almost 9 years old, and I walked into the kitchen. This is in the early 90s now, and I saw Michael on TV for the first time, you know, moonwalking on stage. And I was just so mesmerized by what he was doing and how he was performing. Mind you, at this point, I had very little English. I spoke Spanish for the first few years, and I was learning English at that time. And I went and I saw this man just turned around, and I saw him, and I was like, went into the kitchen. I told my mom, I was like, Mom, I just think I just saw Jesus, man, you know, gliding, you know, with with a perm.
Yeah.
And at that point, I just started to kind of just learn about his music, Motown, and then just kind of slowly go through the procession, and then got into R&B, and then got into hip hop at that time, and then it just kind of just took off from there. And that was really what opened the doors for me to kind of, you know, usher myself into pop, R&B, and then also hip hop culture.
Boricua, ya tú sabes.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, look, I've been interviewed for a long time. So when I was a kid, when my mom and dad was married, with a lot of R&B music or jazz and none of that playing, my two options with music, as far as when I was with my dad was at home, was church music, so gospel music, and sports talk radio. Right, that was my only options, even in the car. Now, he does like R&B, but he would never play it. It's like sacrilegious for him to do it. You know, my dad's a pastor, so I'm a preacher's kid. Y'all pray for your brother. So, but those are all my only music choice, right? That was it. When they got divorced, that's when the music really kind of opened up in my home. All of a sudden, it changed, because now my mom was able to listen to the type of music that she loved music to listen to, and that was everything and all things. So, you know, it really flourished from there. I remember, I still got the album to this day, right now, the Isaac Hayes album, where he had a cookie on top, chocolate chip cookie, and that's how I remember the album, because it was a chocolate chip cookie. He had a cookie in his hand, and if you open the album cover, one of the cookies was bitten out of. And I was so happy with the album, because I love chocolate chip cookies. Were like one of my favorite cookies. Well,
it's cookies in his glasses, right? Or some shit?
You said what?
Isn't it cookies in his glasses? His glasses are cookies, right?
You talking about his eyeglasses?
Are we talking about the same album? Maybe I'm thinking of Lovely Day.
No, that's Bill Weathers.
That's Bill Weathers. Yeah, my bad.
I would go. I got a lot of albums to go through to try to find it. I got it back here. I don't want to go through all of it. But no, if you see the cover, he's on the front cover, but he's got a cookie in his hand. But if you open up the inside of the cover, it's got a big old cookie. And that, like I said, I was enamored by that, because, like I said, chocolate chip cookie is my favorite cookie. I'm gonna say one of. It is my favorite cookie, and so
I
it
hear you.
just I always was drawn by that. So and I kept that album. I still got it. Got a little wear and tear on it because I remember a lot of my mom's album that she no longer had because I thought I was a DJ, and I seen Eric B. and I said I want to be scratching too. So I got the turntable out and I'm scratching out. I'm turning out. Well, she beat my black ass. Now, I think if I had to, I would not be here today if I had to scratch that Isaac Hayes album I'm talking about because that was her favorite album. That and Alexander O'Neal, she loved that album. Fake. I don't know if y'all remember that song. Use a fake, baby. So she loved those. One of her two favorite albums. So if I had to scratch either one of those albums, I would not be living today. So fortunate that the Alexander didn't make it, but I was able to recover the Isaac Hayes album. So that's how I got introduced. My first album I ever bought was New Edition.
Oh, nice.
Cool It Now. That was my first album I ever bought. My first cassette I ever bought was Follow the Leader. Eric B.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's a classic too. The first cassette I bought was Boys to Men.
Okay. Lou, what was the first CD, album / record that you ever bought or download? Whichever one you have to go with first.
The first album. So the first album I ever bought was the Nas Illmatic. Was one of the first ones that I bought with my own money.
Mm-hmm.
A little allowance. And then
Lou on what? On a CD or was it vinyl?
No, it was on cassette.
Oh, nice. Okay.
It was a cassette tape.
Nice.
Lou, that must have been the last of cassette tapes then, wasn't it? Because that came out with mid-90s. Well, let's say early 90s, about 92.
It was early. It was like late 80s, early 90s.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the other one was Jay-Z. Then I bought the Fugees. I had also got what else? I did pick up Michael's Thriller album at that time.
Yeah, we all had that.
What else did I had? And a couple R&B albums. You know what I'm saying? A couple R&B albums at the time. The Keith Sweats I had. Damn.
Yo, what was that R&B song? I had that album, I Wanna Sex You Up. Who was that? Was that?
What's that?
Wasn't that Color Me Bad?
Yeah.
Color Me Bad.
Yeah.
Damn, bro. The 90s, man. We had good music, man.
Well, look, I'm going to say something controversial, and that's okay with me. It's going to be a little controversial. But to me, Michael Jackson's best album was Off the Wall, not the Thriller. Off the Wall was the best album to me, in my opinion.
That's not controversial. I'm going to say something even more controversial. I think his best album was Dangerous.
Oh, yeah, that's controversial. You got me doing I couldn't stand it.
And Off the Wall is actually one of my favorites, but I actually think that Dangerous, for various different reasons, is actually his best album. And then I think his most underrated album is Blood on the Dance Floor.
Ooh.
So I need for you to explain to me why Dangerous.
Okay, yo, Dangerous was the first real album where he was like all white. If that,
we got to drop his
book. That's what it was.
What?
I gotta let me keep going. I'm gonna cook. Okay.
It was a transition album.
Yo, okay, yes. And okay, he was at a level where he was basically, if I'm not mistaken, in his late 20s, early 30s, and he was starting to talk about real socio-political topics that were going on. There was a lot of songs.
Dangerous.
What?
He wasn't in his 20s. He wasn't in his 20s in Dangerous. He was.
I think he's in late 20s or early 30s. That's what I said. He wasn't early 20s. I think he was in his 30s.
No,
He was
wasn't
like
20.
what? But no,
Danger
he
Dog.
wasn't in his. He
Oh,
wasn't. No, he wasn't a young dude. But what I'm basically saying is he was at an age where he was seeing the world through a more, let's say, red pill perspective, a realistic perspective, and he was talking about it in that album. There was a lot of very controversial songs on there, and then he was also having relationships with Lisa Marie Presley, and there was all that kind of stuff going on. Okay, so this was a very, very pivotal time, which people mistaken, and he was going through the lawsuit with freaking Sony and all this other stuff that was going on with him in the music industry. The album came out mid 90s. And it had a lot of New Jack Swing style of songs.
It came out in 91, November of 1991.
Okay, so yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I'm telling you, that song is underrated. I mean, that album is underrated, and there was a lot of things on there that was very deep that he was talking about that are actually relevant going on today. If you look at some of those songs, he got that song where he talks about shit going down in the world, similar to Ozzy's song War Pigs. He has a similar song like that where he talks about the political BS. He got some deep stuff on there.
Hey, he stood on his square on that one though.
I think part of the reason that, you know what I'm saying, he started to they wanted him out of the music industry was for some of that, and then he bought the Beatles. Around that time he bought the Beatles catalog, which everybody hated him for.
Also true.
Yeah, I think in terms of albums for this current generation to kind of go back and revisit and listen, right? Because there was a lot of music that came out, right? So I think if there was a blueprint to help this young generation coming up into this world, you know what I'm saying, to kind of see the lens and perspective of how much, history, culture, and just overall our society has morphed in the lessons to kind of learn and things to kind of pick up. What 3 albums would you present for them to listen to go back in a moment in time and you got to listen to this album, and this album to really shape and give you an insight? What would those 3 albums be from your guys' perspective?
Damn, that's a great question. But before I answer that question, if somebody else want to go, they can. But Mo, he was 33 when he released that Dangerous album.
Okay, exactly. So yeah, that's like an age where you're an adult, you really know yourself better. You know what I'm saying? He's going through a divorce, like, you know what I'm saying? He's really at
I definitely agree. I think it was a good album, but his best, you got me there. I didn't expect that.
Off the Wall was amazing. Don't get me wrong. I mean, look, let's be real. He's got an amazing catalog in general. And I mean, also, what's the album where he in the music video he turns into a jaguar? What one was that? That wasn't Off the Wall. That was that Bad?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, it was.
That was a great album. I mean, that's the one with Macaulay Culkin where he's with the boombox, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, come on. In
that
general,
album was a movie, wasn't it? That was like that.
Yeah, basically.
A movie. Yeah,
basically, and that was like one of the longest music videos. That Jaguar shit.
Yep. Was that album or was it the Smooth Criminal? I thought he made it.
It was the Smooth Criminal one, and that's Bad if I'm not mistaken. Where he's wearing the leather bondage shit on the album cover with the graffiti.
I want to look it up. Let me answer Lou's question. I don't want to get past because I think it's a great question. So, Off the Wall, to me, I mean, if we listen to the song, listen to the words Off the Wall, live and come night and day, say the way, it's the only way. But
that's my favorite MJ song.
Hold on, let me ask you this, Lou. Are you just talking about album again, not doesn't matter what genre of music. You just doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter what genre of music.
Okay.
Wait.
Okay.
Can I ask a question beforehand, Lou?
No. We want to answer Lou's questions first, and
No.
then you can
This is about Lou's question, but I want to ask a question,
go ahead.
more in-depth question. What is there a context? Like, does the song have to promote a certain feeling, or just any song in general? Like, does it have to remind the person of war or happiness or love?
Not necessarily. I guess what my goal is by asking this question is to what 3 albums would you recommend this current young generation to go back and listen to give them an insight. Like it's like if you didn't grow up with your grandfather, you know what I'm saying, and you needed that insight.
Oh, I got you. Spiritual wisdom.
That spiritual wisdom, that insight, that sort of moment of growth of, giving you an insight about the world, but yet kind of making you think a little bit more carefully, but also adding the cultural phenomenon of that feel good.
All right, I know exactly, and I know exactly what I'm going to say. You guys can go first.
How many did you say, Luke? What, 3?
I said 3.
Okay.
I mean, we could do 5, but I just said 3.
Wow. Okay, I know.
Like for it's generation specific though. It's not just like it's like the stuff.
It's anything, but it's for the new generation, right?
Yeah,
it's
but
to give to the new generation.
It's your perspective. So like it would be like your perspective of music to give them. Is that what you're saying, Lou? To give them insight to like
insight into life.
Yeah.
Oh, into life though. Dang.
Yeah, I know what I would do.
That's a hard one.
Well, go Mo Free. Go ahead. You can go first.
All right. So I'm going first.
I'm gonna be extra because I'm gonna show you the actual albums.
Ooh, I like it.
Right now, that's dope.
Yeah, I'm gonna stun on y'all real quick. I'm glad.
All right.
I'm gonna stun on y'all asses because I can. But go ahead, bro. I'll just bullshit. Go ahead, bro.
Nah. I'm here for it. So I'm gonna go. My first choice is gonna be Frank Sinatra.
Why?
Then what happened?
Well, no. I'm wondering how Frank Sinatra has like segues because like I guess I'm confused
because it's to teach the youth life lessons, right? And there's a lot of his songs where you can learn a lot of life lessons, especially as a man. I'd say more as a man than a woman, but
okay.
I guess we're speaking to men, so I'm gonna put Old Blue Eyes in there or the Rat Pack, however you'd like to break that up. Then my second choice would be, damn man, but this is gonna be biased, and maybe it's gonna be once again directed for men, but it's gonna be Audio Slave.
Oh, okay.
I'm a big Chris Cornell fan, so I guess that's gonna go.
I only liked him in Temple of the Dog. I hate his voice. I hated it.
Damn, that's crazy.
Like I hate his voice, bro. But with Temple of the Dog, when you mix him with the dude from Pearl Jam, it worked perfect.
True. I mean, look, I ain't gonna front. If this was 5, to be actually, you know what? Even if this is 3, if this is wisdom to give young men? You know what? I'm gonna put the Eddie Vedder album that he produced and wrote for the movie based on the book. Damn man, why am I having a brain fart? Where Christopher McCandless goes into the woods, into the wild. Okay, whole album, that whole soundtrack, I could even put that at number 1. You could give that to a young man going through puberty, and you could give them that whole album to listen to. That's my top 3.
Oh, okay. Jeez, this is such a hard one.
It's tough.
Yeah, this is a tough one.
Hey, I don't know what y'all talking about. I'm not struggling. I got mine.
Oh man,
yo, he got a crate.
Hey, I'm looking through my crate now, Lou. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh man,
Yeah, he's going through the milk crate right now.
Okay, I got my 3. So for me, Sharon Jones is gonna be number 1. That's gonna be my old head pick. And then I'm gonna go with KRS-One as number 2.
Oh.
And then I'm gonna go with Nirvana as number 3.
Oh.
Those are
Nirvana
gonna
for
be my
life
3.
lessons?
Those are
Bro,
gonna be my 3.
how's Nirvana giving life lessons? You got to break that down.
Like Nirvana gives a whole it's a whole vibe. It's I feel like it's Men's Mental Health Month, and so you gotta have a full spectrum, because Kurt Cobain, like, literally his whole artistry, in my opinion, is somebody who it's the cautionary tale of going, I'm gonna change the system from within the system.
Okay.
Like, when you look at his shows, and like he was the last real artist. Like, when they broke him, it was over. Like, they were like, you're gonna come in here and you're gonna play the game. But Kurt Cobain, the entirety of his career, bucked the entire time from within the system. But like, he didn't win. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he still put out the music that he wanted to. He still did what he wanted to. He got his message across in his shows. But like, it shows that you're not going to go into an established system. You ain't going into another man's house that he's in control of, thinking you're going to flip tables and shit and get through it. And so a lot of his music, like, I mean, if you like take the song, the Great Me song that he did,
right?
Like, if you actually listen to the lyrics of that song,
yeah, he's got great. Look, he's a great songwriter.
Like he was speaking to real stuff, but it was an interesting juxtaposition, because he got he had everything. He was the guy. And he hated it while he was there. He was like, I don't like this shit. Like, this ain't it.
I hear you.
You know, and so I really like that one. Sharon Jones, she has some jams. Definitely gave some stuff from a woman's perspective. KRS-One, introductory to rap music. You know. Yeah. Those would be my 3, and that's actually a hard pick. Like, I want 10 now, and like now I have to go back to the song that I like and go, geez, like that. This was a really good question. It makes you think. I like it. Like, I can quick hit money all the time, but like, I constantly listen to either books or music at all times of the day, no matter what I'm doing. So that's a hard one for me, because like, I'll flood myself with information and data and sound.
Right.
So I'm just like, man, like when I'm on the job, like the way, like, I'm so into music that, like, depending on where I'm at in my playlist and what playlist I'm listening to, when we have to do the layouts and wire in server racks, my racks look different based on what I'm listening to.
Lou, you want to go ahead with yours, brother, and I'll follow. I'll finish this off.
So my 3, and this is tough, and you know, I know I presented this, and this has been something that's been lingering, but my 3, the first one is Bill Withers, Still Bill. And the reason why I said that one is because, one, I think it's timeless, and then 2, it provides a sort of momentary of reflection. There are momentary of reflections in that album as you're listening to that becomes memorable, and it's something that you can listen to on a long car ride home, or when you're by yourself, right? That provides that feel good sensation, but then also it also kind of creates a drape behind life as a helpful tool to kind of think about everyday kind of situation. And
Okay.
the other one I picked is, and y'all not gonna even believe this, is Public Enemy. It takes a nation of 1 million to hold us back.
I like it. I like it. That's solid.
That's solid. I like that one.
And I think it's important, and I think that's an important album. And I was so torn between that one or a Black Planet, their other album that they had, and I think that one is much more profound, and I think it's because it kind of captures a moment in time within our culture and our history, the late 80s, early 90s, and talk about, like police brutality policies and how culture has really placed a profound imprint, right? We mentioned, MTV, and for those, yes, Fear of a Black Planet. Yep, that's the one. Where we didn't have a presence on MTV, right? And sort of we had all these other outlets, and how it was more grassroots and how people really took to stand up against the masses and really have a strong presence within not only ourselves but within every other mainstream culture. So that was number 2 for me. Man, I think for me the third one, and I think this one is a little bit more contemporary. So I kind of went like 70s, 80s, and there's so much to kind of pick apart in the 90s, but I'm going to go a little bit later. I'm going to pick Kendrick Lamar, To Pimp a Buttercup 5. I think that one is a really, really good album. I think it really continues the conversation from where Public Enemy kind of left off, right? And I think it does it in a very contemporary way. Man, I do think that this could be expanded to 5 albums. It's like and I'm being surgically strategic in picking in these, right? And why and how they kind of tie off from one another. But that's my go.
I like it.
I'm gonna let you guys know. I got more than 5.
Uh-oh.
I got about 12 albums I pulled out here.
Oh, geez.
Nice.
And it's kind of funny. Y'all list off a couple of them. So let me go and get the party started. The first one is Public Enemy. It takes a nation to get you hold us back. So right on, Lou, to you for that mention. I definitely it was during that time. It was a very influential. I want to say that album was released about 89, 88. Yeah, it's the second album. My Uzi Ways of Pun, Yo Bum Rush the Show was the first album. That was their second album. And, listening to them talking about breaking out of prison was the video I remember seeing. Breaking out of prison because the government, the man, is holding us back. And he can't do it no more. And we're not going to stand for this. You got a collaboration of brothers, the S1Ws, banding together. We're not going for this. Hell to the white man. You're not going to hold us back. And that meant something to me, right? Because I went to an all-white school for probably about 5 years of my life. And I felt like that sometimes. You're not going to hold me back. Power to the people. So shout out to that album. Another one is, I think, Ray, you mentioned it, and it's Criminal Minded, Boogie Down Production. Shout out to KRS-One, man.
Yep.
That's another classic.
And definitely it resonated with me because it was something about that. During that time, I was like pro-black, man. I had my dad, my African dad. You know how it was. You had an African dad. You had no idea really about Africa. But I had my dashiki shirt. You couldn't tell me shit. You know what I'm saying? The only thing I was worried for is the black leather coat with my green beret. I could have tilt to the side with an afro, and I was ready to join the goddamn Panthers. But that was an influential. I said it before. Michael Jackson, Off the Wall. Shout out to Michael Jackson again. There was a lot of songs on there he was talking about. you know, and I just recited one of the lyrics a minute ago. Another one, man, was a time Hall & Oates. They was influential. The reason why they was influential with me because he had a song called Rich Girl. And I can't stand gold diggers. I think they are the devil, like iPhone. That's a story. I just couldn't stand that. And then I had one before, and that's all she was about. So I always thought about, you a rich girl, you don't say nothing. But I'm not going to sing because I can't sing. I'm not going to get to it. But another one was Parliament and the Funkadelics, George Clinton.
Yep. I got that album too. That's a classic Pete Funk.
That Funkadelic song, man, and something about them, man. It's about Black unity. I love it. I love that, you know. And I was always about. I'm still about that somewhat to the day, but I'm on a different scale with it, you know. Another one is, I think somebody said it, Bill Weathers.
Bill Weathers,
yes.
You know, a time when, man, if you're a man going through some things as far as relationships and stuff like that, man, that brother's right there. He speaks to your soul. You know what I'm saying? That brother speaks to you. So, you know, talk about using me up. A lovely day when you're down and out. You know, it's not as bad as you think it is. It's a lovely day. You know, those different songs. Ain't no sunshine till she's gone. Huh? Man, I'm just saying. Those are a couple of look. I got another one that I had to deal with during my time break. We heard it during the time when regulators, you know, but the real song was I keep forgetting. You know, we're not in love anymore.
Yep.
Rest Day
for me. That's a classic, man. I love that joint.
He had a collab with Patti LaBelle, On My Own. You know what I'm saying? That's another song I can resonate. And I felt that. It touched my soul. Another one right here. I know it's just a single. But we all remember, else of a certain age, We Are the World.
Oh, come on. That's a classic.
You was ready to had me feeling like I need to donate my whole paycheck to feed the folks in Africa. That song.
What was that? That was like 89, right?
Man, might be about 85, 86, something like that.
85, 86. Okay. That was for the UNICEF AIDS fund or something, right?
Yes. During that time, they was raising money for AIDS awareness. So during that time, another one is I if you ever watch my intro, it's the OJs. I'm a big fan. One of my favorite groups, the OJs, Backstabbers. If you listen to the words they're talking about in them songs that they got, Stairway to Heaven. That's another song I love by them. I love music, you know, because I'm a big fan of music. It touched my soul. Another group is War. The World is a Ghetto.
Oh, classic.
A lot of good messages in their song.
A lot of good messages.
A lot of great messages in the song.
Again, and everything against war.
Yes. Another one's the Patti LaBelle album. You know what I'm saying? When I heard this woman, you know, it's very rare to hear a woman say, I love you and I need you. That resonates. Wow. I want it. If my woman don't tell me that, I don't trust a goddamn thing she say.
So why you hate you guys hating on Sade then?
Goddamn thing you say. What you say?
No, I don't.
Say why you hating on Sade? Because Sade be talking about that type of stuff too. She be all loving on her man.
I told you I hate it. I don't say I hate it.
He had to clean
Sade because I was traumatized because I had to clean up on Saturday morning while listening to her. That's what my mother made me listen to. So that I don't hate her now. I got an album right now, brother. Please believe I displayed it. I love Sade, but I just traumatized. That's all.
Because wouldn't you say her lyrics is talking about loving her man?
Yeah. She a freak.
Yeah, I love that too about her. Probably one of my most controversial but songs that really resonate with me was this. NWA, the greatest hits.
Oh, that's a classic.
You know, and that was during my teenage years times when we was dealing with police brutality. We had to deal with being profiled, being looked at a certain way. You felt that moved young black men and during that time because you feel like, man, yeah, I can relate. This is some bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
I had to go
Now,
with top 5. That
now
definitely.
I got one more before. I'm sorry, Lou. I got one more before I shut. This album influenced me in different ways. Probably didn't influence everybody else, right? And that was the Super Bowl Shuffle single. And that was the last time I got goddamn Super Bowl. But I got the album, and it holds dear to my heart. Y'all can tell me, but y'all can kiss my grits.
How is that going to relate to helping young men? You got to break that down.
Hey, it's going to teach them how to Super Bowl shuffle. That's help.
It helped me through these hard times because I still ain't seen the Super Bowl since that day. but go ahead, guys. Y'all can give me shit about my Super Bowl album. It's cool. I can handle it. I'm a big guy. I can handle it.
I just think it's awesome that you actually have the album. Like, that's wild.
Yeah, I can't believe you have that.
Hank, I mean, between Hank, myself, and Ray, like the mere fact that we all had similar album selections, that already tells you a lot. Oh man.
Yeah, Dorian said the Worry Out the World album was released in 1985. Shout out to
1985, yeah.
Oh, my man said the Whispers. I know that's right. Them brothers, they was only about 5'2" with them Ned, what's that? Ned Flanders mustaches. But yeah, man, look, I love music. I love going to a good concert. Look, I like going to listen to a live band. That's how much I love music. I don't hang out at clubs to go to hear the DJ. Nah, I'm cool with it. I'm okay. I can do it. But I'm a fan of music. I love to see with actual.
You like going to jazz shows?
Yes, that's grown man shit right there, brother.
I love
that's
jazz.
What I love.
Love jazz, man. I think the last jazz performance that I saw live in person was the brother Jonathan Barber from Brooklyn, New York. Really, really amazing on the drums. Really, really, really good. And then the one after that, who is the last Cuban Renaissance still alive, is Arturo Savino, trumpet player. He's like the last of that whole like Cuban era of the, Jerry Gonzalez, Roberto Gonzalez.
Yeah. Como Buena Vista Social Club. De esa gente.
Yeah. Like he's like in his early 70s, like late 60s, early 70s.
Oh yeah, that generation. Yeah.
Yeah. Like he's like one of the last ones, and he's still going. So
it's unfortunate that real life instruments, I mean, hopefully it's going to come back around, but it seems like it's not as popular as it was when we were growing up.
No, I mean, people just don't know how to do anything.
No, but we all had to play an instrument in school. I mean, I even went to public school and we had to play an instrument.
Man, I got kicked. Like, funny story. When I was a kid, I really wanted to know how to play I wanted to learn how to play the flute. I wanted to be a flute player. And when you get into music class and they make you play the recorder.
The recorder, yeah.
Yeah, I was so bad at it, bro. My teacher told me it was never gonna happen. So like my dreams of playing the flute were crushed. Now fast forward in life, right? I hooked up with this chick, this OnlyFans chick, right? Who was gonna teach me? She was gonna teach me how to play the flute. She actually knew how to play the flute, bro.
That's crazy. I dated a girl who knew how to play the flute. She wasn't on OnlyFans, but she was really good at the flute. We were both DJs, but she was really good at the flute, and I played the bass. But the flute is harder than people think, bro. The flute is hard.
It is.
I don't care what people say. The flute is freaking hard.
I know. I need an ugly chick or a man to teach me how to play the flute because that didn't work out for me.
Maybe Andre 3000, bro. You could get some lessons from him,
bro. But yeah, man. But I never got over that because like that was like one of the few people that told me that I couldn't do something that I actually gave up on. And so now,
did you guys play the flute?
No.
Did she play the flute well?
No, but it was just my teacher at the time, and I was little, so like I listened to her. She was like, "You're never going to be good at this," and I was like, "Okay, I'm never going to be good at that." So I just gave up. So then, now, every time I go back to visit that school, I got to let that old bitch know I got more money than she does. So while she can play the stupid flute, I'm better at life.
Oh, she was a teacher.
I had to change the
you
game.
Rubbed it in her face.
Bro, I mean to her, Hink, my best friend, his aunt was my counselor. And every time she calls when I am with him, I'm like, make sure she understands that I still make more money than she does. Like I was like, bro, I got smoke for everybody who told me as I was growing up I couldn't do shit. Like I'm just like, well, you still broke. Like, how's inflation working out for you?
This was a teacher who played the flute. This wasn't an OnlyFans chick.
No. It was like, no, I never made it past. I never even got to touch the freaking flute. I never made it past the recorder. I was so bad at the recorder that she was just like, no, you're never going to be able to play the flute. So I was just like, okay, I believe you.
Yeah, I don't care what anybody says. The recorder was harder than the guitar.
Yeah, it was a terrible instrument. I don't understand why they make kids play that stupid thing. It's dumb.
Bro, we had music in the classroom and then they got rid of it.
Yeah.
They don't have that anymore, unfortunately. I thought that was a great thing. What was that? Was that Bush or the Clinton era? Either way, that was actually a good thing that they had in the public school system. I don't know why they got rid of it.
Because they didn't want people to be inspired. Or to try hard at anything. I don't know, dude. Like, I honestly think that most of that was like they took that out. They don't teach critical thinking anymore, so people don't know how to figure stuff out. Like,
now, how's that possible? You know, we had to. Well, you got to read the book, then you got to, you got to like write out the questions, circle shit, highlight this, do that. We had math. How could they not have that anymore? These kids have too much technology, man. That's what it is, Ray.
Facts.
He said he got too much technology.
Well,
yeah.
How you doing?
Do you remember? Because, like, I think.
Bro, how you guys doing?
What's up, Marcus?
Oh, what's up, Marcus?
You ain't shit for attacking ugly women. Ugly women are useful.
No, they're useful for teaching me things because I'm not gonna try to fuck them. 100%, they're useful.
I think it's more useful if they're beautiful and they teach you things.
Hank, Reckless Ray got to gain a heart for Christmas. Get him a heart.
No,
get him.
It's not happening. It's not happening. I gave it to the Kraken in the ocean. That's where I keep that, so that way I can never be killed.
You go call Johnny Depp. Tell him how he feels about Amber Turd.
Who?
No,
Amber
man.
Turd, we call it Amber Turd though.
Everybody's got their use, and I think that if the teacher, like, I learned so much in school because all my teachers were ugly.
So you can pay attention, huh?
Yeah, 100%. We had all the old teachers, bro.
That's ridiculous, Ray, bro. Right? You want to fall asleep if the teacher's ugly and look down at your desk.
That's what I'm saying. Or they elongate their answers and their sentences.
Come on, man. I had this one pretty teacher.
It was lots of mothball smells and saggy flesh. It was, I mean, all you had to do was learn.
Listen,
I'm gonna front, bro. I had this one teacher. I wish she would have done some essay stuff to me.
I paid attention twice as hard when she was attractive. That's what I'm just saying.
Yeah, exactly. You pay more attention if she's good looking.
I remember Miss Pescador, Miss what's the other one? The chick with the
come
nice,
on now.
you know. But whatever. But like I'm saying, I appreciate.
No, I do too, man. I had like three good looking teachers that, funnily enough, were like our ages now. They must have been in their late 20s, early 30s. You know, and they were cute.
And I got straight A's.
Yep, same with these teachers that were cute. I got better grades, and they were actually engaging.
Something I had a perfect attendance. Now you know why. Now you know why. And I was on time.
I got you. I know it.
So y'all were talking about
hit the like button if y'all can, please hit the like button.
So what else were you guys talking about today? besides trash and ugly women. Reckless.
Well,
Yeah,
Money.
but you know it makes sense though, man.
Money and
In
music.
today's,
that's what we was talking about. But
yeah,
now
we're talking about music and cars.
yeah.
Oh, and cars.
And cars, yeah.
Or we're talking about what we like or what we did potentially or what we wanted to do with music. Is that what we're talking about?
No, he asked. Lou had a really good question.
My man Luis had a question talking about what three albums that changed or that influenced our life.
Ooh,
That wasn't the question. It's what three albums you would give to the new generation to influence their life.
Oh, I know exactly. I know.
Life, I thought it was our life. Okay, my bad. Maybe that's why I had what I had. My bad. Damn, I wasn't even trying to help this generation.
Stand on it, Hank. Stand on it, Hank.
I was worried about myself. Fuck them.
I think one of them that could definitely shape and get these guys into shape in the young generation is Trouble Man, the Trouble Man soundtrack from Marvin Gaye.
Oh, okay.
That's a really good one. I think another one, in my opinion, would be, and this is tough because I had to think about this for a while. Because I think like 80s music was some of the best music in generations era. I think the 80s has, this is just my opinion, but I think maybe like, I'm not going to say no Tears for Fears because that's going to be some bullshit because I know Hank might drop me from the panel if I say Tears for Fears. I ain't going to do that.
Yo, Hank already said aha. He said the first music video he saw was aha.
No,
Take on me.
No.
That's just as bad as Tears for Fears.
Was that the name of the group? I didn't know what the name of the group was.
Yeah, yo, it's aha. Take on me.
Shoot, because this is, I don't know how y'all feel. Maybe like Michael Jackson. I think Michael Jackson, he was a damn good performer. His music was great. It's iconic.
Yeah, we all mentioned Michael Jackson. He's definitely up there.
Chris Cornell. He's an alternative rock singer.
Yeah, you see, Ray.
Yeah,
Chris Cornell. I think just because of the fact, I think what he meant not just for me, but I think rock and then the way he went out, it was a damn shame. Life lost.
You see, Ray. You see.
I mean, I didn't hate the guy. It wasn't that he wasn't talented.
No, bro, you was mad hateful earlier.
No, I said exactly what it is. It's like when people don't like texture of food. You can't argue that. I don't like the sound of that dude's voice to this day, except for in Temple of the Dog. That's the only one I liked.
I don't know where that comes from, bro. Maybe you was listening to albums that weren't remastered.
No, it's literally his voice and the way my eardrums process it. I don't like the sound. It's a unique sound. Cornell was literally an artist where he had such a unique voice. You either liked it or you didn't. I'm on the didn't camp.
I hear you. Okay. I hear you.
Like, it's not like he had like a standard voice. It was a very unique sound.
Sound like a Democrat.
Oh my God, Marcus.
I think he did. I think he had like a Sinatra-like voice, bro. He had like, like a, I don't know. I wouldn't say it was it was definitely unique, but I would put it like, yeah, he had a, I don't know, man. You're bugging, bro.
Oh, by the way, Hank, shout out to your Bears, Hank, because they won without scoring a touchdown. First time they won in over 30 years.
He got him up out of here and shook his head.
Bullshit, man. This is you see what I'm talking about?
What? Damn, bro.
See, listen, so this is the thing that I learned, right? You can't reason with guys on panels because even myself, I can't even control myself. It's too damn easy. I can't. You can't,
damn, bro.
Hey, look, right. Next time I drop, I ain't bringing the stinky ass back. Keep talking this bullshit. God damn.
hey, wait a minute. I was giving you comments. They won. You should be feeling good. You should be laughing, smiling.
Compliment you try to give me. You can say that shit. I don't want to hear that.
You done made it bad, bro.
Walk 1,000 miles type thing. And I see you. And I see, that white chick stuff. You love that shit. Marlon Wayans.
Yo, Hank, can I add one to the list, by the way?
Go ahead, brother. You free. You at least got 2 more minutes because I'm about to end the show at the 3-hour mark. But go ahead. You got time.
I know why he wants to end the show now.
I gotta add one to the list, and it's a hip hop one. Get rich or die trying.
Go ahead, dog.
Oh no, I said it. Get rich or die trying.
Oh, okay. My bad. Shout out to 50 Cent. Yeah.
That's a good one.
That was a good album. I like that album.
Damn.
Look, man, there's been so many. I mean, I could keep going. I mean, there's so many that. Well, I guess now that I realize that we was talking about helping the other kids, that's step up myself. Damn, you didn't hurt my feelings when you did that. But I don't know. I mean, even some of the ones I still presented still could help these kids if they listen to the actual words. You know, you got to listen to the words. I mean, that's the more important. I know some people get thrown because they like just listen to the beats or and all that, or how much bass it comes through. I was doing a lot of cats didn't really listen to the lyrics. They was more so how much bass it brought, how much rattle in the trunk it created, and how loud it was on your Walkman or your headphones or your stereo. But I like to actually listen to the words and hear what they're saying, man, and get the message out of it. Look, I remember back in the days, I used to use some of them old school R&B lyrics to write to these girls in these love letters, and that used to make them wet. I mean, they was wet as hell. I mean, they needed to change the panty line by the time I got done writing my love notes, and I wasn't doing it recite no R&B songs. But you couldn't tell me nothing. It worked. It got the results I'm looking for. That's all that matters.
He's got my results.
Yeah. That's it. Hey, guys, I appreciate you coming up, man. Ray, thank you for rocking with me again.
Absolutely.
Dropping in to help my subscribers out. I hope they appreciate it. My man Mo, thank you for coming through and subscribe. You say you subscribed right now, right, Mo?
Yeah, I'm gonna subscribe after this. I'm on here, so I can't subscribe right now. But yeah, I found out about your channel. I've seen you on panels, but I didn't know you had a channel until I guess the algorithm showed it to me because of Ray.
Well, I guess I'm moving up in the world, huh? The algorithm finally got
sir.
Shout out to the basement. Mo, I appreciate you coming through, and as soon as you hit that red X, make sure you hit that subscribe button for me. I appreciate that, my guy. Marcus, thank you for coming up the last minute with your bullshit. I still love you, my brother.
You're welcome. That's what happened.
You full of shit.
Listen, let me tell you something. When you're up here on the roof tier, almost attic level, you upgrade from the basement, you'll be safe, bro. I got insurance. I got housing insurance.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
Bullshit. Go to hell, Marcus.
It's all right.
It's all right. The attic, bro.
Listen, the light skin privilege is a thing, and I feel it right now. It's all right. So, hey, you manifest whatever you got. I remember when you had one Funko Pop behind you. Now you got a freaking ass load of freaking Funko Pops. That's crazy.
Well, hold on. I always had them. I just didn't display.
No, you didn't. You had them in the box.
Yeah, that's true. That's why I had them. I was flipping the script. I was trying to decide how I'm gonna have my layout, and so I said I'm gonna go this route. So,
by the way, you said you were gonna hook me up with the Deadpool one, the Deadpool action figure. You never did. That was hurtful. That was false promises. Empty promises.
But I can show it to you. You won't see it. I can go get it.
I don't want you to show it to me. I want you to send it to me. It's Christmas. Have a heart.
Which one are you talking about? I got. Well, you said the Funko Pop, or are you talking about?
Oh, you got more than one?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm talking about the action figure. I'm talking about the action figure itself, sir.
Which one?
Or if you're gonna send me, listen, I'm not picky. I take free. FREE. That spells free. Creditreport.com, baby. You know, like the commercial. I'll take the free.
Oh my god.
It depends on what you talk about. I got a big one. I got like an 18-inch one, and I got I think about 7-inch. I got that one.
Either one, as long as it says FREE.
Oh, okay. Well, I ain't gonna send you either one. I just want to brag a little bit. I'm not gonna.
Oh, see, that's that bullshit. That's that light skin privilege.
Hey, hold up. Check it out, bro. It ain't just you. We all be collecting up in here.
Yo,
I got the classic.
Okay, I got you.
See, he still has it in his box, by the way.
Oh yeah,
I see what's going on. Hold on.
I snatched that one up. I snatched that one up in adulthood. I had to go rebuy all my action figures.
End of the show, but Ray has thrown down the gauntlet and the challenge. So I shall meet his challenge with a challenge.
Get your ace. Get that ace.
Uh-oh.
I know what I'm doing, Ray.
Real quick.
Ray, I know what I'm doing. I know how this works. They can't beat. They can't.
I got the Marvel X-Men Gambit card in the back on this one too. This was the ones that came with the card.
You know, that's probably worth a good amount of money.
I'm hoping after this franchise gets rolling because that's my favorite character.
I got you.
Oh yeah, I got a collection of Deadpool Funko Pops down in the living room.
So I got this one.
Oh, that's solid.
That's nice one. That's a nice one, but it's not as nice as this other one, and I think it's the one Marcus.
What you about to hit?
So.
Oh yeah, yep.
I'll hold it back a little bit so you can get the.
That is gigantic. Where did you get that?
You know, I was at a convention, and where was this at? Damn it, where was this at?
By convention, he means garage sale.
No. Hey, that price says it ain't no damn garage sale. I was at a convention in, I want to say, Richmond. I want to say in no, let me take that back. It was in Owensboro, Kentucky, and I got this. And guy had a lot of nice stuff. I cut a deal. Matter of fact, I ended up getting that. I got a Lino, and that's up there. The one.
Oh, that's all. Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, that's I got that, and I forgot. It was one more thing that I got. Oh, I got Zartan, which is over right beside Spawn and right beside my Storm Shadow. So I got that from a convention, like nice little intimate style convention. Didn't have a lot of vendors, but they did have a lot of people do autographs. I didn't really care about the people they had for the autographs. I didn't care about none of them. So, but I just went to see what kind of gems I could find. And so I got those three. Matter of fact, I got this other the Deadpool I just held up first. I got him there too. So I ended up getting it for a real good price, man. He retails for like $250.
Oh wow!
But I got him. I got that. I got this other small one. I got the Lino and the Zartan. I got all those for $200. All for $200.
Right on.
So I go in there, I work my deals. I have a conversation. I said, I'm gonna get 4 items. What kind of deal would you make? You know, of course, now he dropped me with $250. So it sounds good, and it's probably worth it, but I'm willing to give you a little bit less. So we came up with a deal. So he not only gave me, I got this for that price, but then he gave me an album, which is like they I don't know, back in the days they used to have the comic books on vinyl, and they had like 4 different comic books pressed into one album. So I got that too. It's a Hulk story. So
that's dope. I didn't even know
what happened. I know what happened. He told them, all right, this is how it's gonna work out. Y'all gonna give me this shit, and I only got us $200. You're gonna take it or leave it. That's it. And you walked out with everything.
I devoted him. Is that what you said? I devoted his ass.
Basically.
I don't do that. Well, I'm not gonna say I don't.
No more.
I've done it, but I didn't do it to him. So it was all good. He gave me a good deal. I got his card, and he does online, so I could definitely order some more with him. Matter of fact, I think he said he's from the California area. He was just down this way and heard about the show. He had his U-Haul, whatever he had. He just brought over and was selling what he sells. So they got another good one. I wish I could go to this weekend in Columbus, and they got a lot of good people there that I do like. That are signing doing our. Mike Tyson's going to be there.
Columbus, Georgia, or Columbus, Ohio.
Columbus, Ohio. I'm sorry. They're gonna have Mike Tyson there. They're gonna have the guy that played. I don't know. He played a new Kingpin now, but he also played in.
IB. Vincent D'Onofrio.
He played in Law and Order. I can't.
Yeah, Vincent D'Onofrio.
Is that his name? Yeah, he's gonna be there. Man, they had a couple other good characters that gonna be there. Man, I would love to go to. Unfortunately, my schedule won't allow me to do it this weekend. So, but yeah, I like going to them. So my one thing's on my bucket list is to go to the San Diego Comic-Con. I want to go to that. that's on my to-do list, and maybe I'm looking at it to do it this summer. I'm kind of, I don't know, because I'm already scheduled to go on a cruise, so don't want to spread my summer too thin, because I got to make sure I use that time to spend with my granddaughter and my son before he goes back to college. So yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna definitely look to do that. I love San Diego. I don't know if y'all ever been to San Diego. San Diego's a really nice city, man. I love it. It's a beautiful place. I definitely recommend it. If you haven't had an opportunity going out there, you better get your money right, because it's not cheap.
It's expensive.
Did it make it through the pandemic?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
It's still there. It's still there. And it's still thriving. I love it, man.
It's just a little more pricier now.
Yeah, it's always been pricey. It was pricey back in 2015.
Yeah.
But I love it, man. I definitely recommend somebody to go there. You know, it's a nice, lot of nice restaurants, a lot of good eateries, a lot of great scenery. They got a real nice pier. It kind of reminds you of going down to Naval Pier in Chicago, but a little bit better. A little bit better. I promise you, you'll like it. If you into historic stuff, as far as the historic ships and all that, you can go down there. They got a naval base down there too as well. Also got a museum, a ship museum down there. I think it's what it's called. I don't know what it's called. A ship museum.
By the pier.
Yeah. They got a lot of old boats down there, and you can go down. It's like a museum of them. But it's real nice, man. So, Ray, if you ain't been, man, I definitely recommend go down there.
And if you want to we want to save your dollar and make good lady holla, go to Tijuana, not down the street right there, 10 minutes away, across the border. It's literally right there. Be safe. Be safe.
That's how I first got introduced to San Diego, Tijuana, because my brother was stationed in San Diego, and when I went out there to visit him, one of the things he bought me for Christmas, I wish I still had it, but I had this white leather skin coat. Not coat, jacket, right? You know, almost like a bomber jacket, but it didn't have the elastic. It cut off right there. It was probably about down to thigh high. So I had a white, they call it albino gator coat, and I had a pair of boots to match. You couldn't tell me shit. And I had it back in 97. You couldn't tell me nothing. I thought I was a shit. I came back to Kentucky with that shit. They looked at me like I was 10 karat crazy. Where do your country ass get this shit from? I said, y'all jealous. That's all it is. Y'all jealous. I wish I still had that shit, boy. I can't fit it now, so ain't no need for me even have it no more. But still, I loved it. You couldn't tell me nothing. And I remember I went down there and I got a gold herringbone. It probably priced it about $1,000 if I still had it now. I got it for like $250.
Oh my God!
Cheap down there. Everything was cheap down there, but that's a whole different story, man. That's how I first got introduced to San Diego, because we went over the board and we watched the Donkey Show. Now I'm not gonna go into details about the Donkey Show, but it was kind of disgusting.
You don't get to see that at a zoo. That's not the kind of donkey show you see at a zoo. All right, we'll say about that.
It was disgusting, and I don't think any man or woman should be exposed to this bullshit. But I was. Yeah. My brother thought it was funny to take me to this bullshit. Mo, I'm not gonna go into detail about the donkey show, but the woman had relations with the donkey. I'm gonna leave it at that. You just use your imagination. But guys, I appreciate you coming. I appreciate you guys rocking with me. Looking forward to doing more great content. Hey, Ray, I don't know if you into the Marvel / DC type thing. You know, it's always been a lifetime feud, depending on what type of comic books you was into. But I'm gonna definitely have a show on that, talking about, you know, DC versus Marvel.
We having debates?
Let me know. You
know, between the movies and the cartoons, I'm gonna touch on not more so the comic books, because I didn't really get into the DC comic books. I got more into the Marvel, so I don't even want to talk about it, because I never got into the DC, so it wouldn't be fair to even have that conversation. But
is this an open combo / debate, Hank?
Yeah, for sure. Sure. It's coming. I'm working on it. Don't steal my idea, Marcus. I know how you are.
Shit.
I'll definitely have a conversation, man, and we definitely gonna have it on the show. Just, you know, some lighthearted conversation.
Absolutely. Let me know. I can definitely chop it up on some comic books, man.
Bring those.
We're not gonna talk about the comic books. We're gonna leave them out, because,
no.
like I said,
they have the comic books. You better bring those albino white gator jacket back on with the white Crocs.
Man, look at boy. I got a pair of new black well, they not gators, but they black 2 leather boots, boy. My lady hooked me up for Christmas last year. I might rock them on that day to show. I'll pull them out. Don't make me pull them out.
Snap.
So he
want to do
be getting
reenactment of Terminator 2
presents too. You supposed to be getting socks at this point in the game, bro.
Damn the socks. Get some insoles.
What'd you say?
That's what guys get for Christmas. Y'all get socks.
No, you're gonna get some insoles and some foot powder.
Right, let me say this. I was one to never don't come out give me fucking ties and draws and bullshit like that. Think I'm a hell no. I'll put my own gift under the tree if that's the case. You're gonna.
He wants a watch. He wants a watch.
Well, that is my lady already knows. Get me a smartwatch. I want a new smartwatch. So that's on my Christmas list.
Don't get those watches, man. Get the other one. Get the what's that one called? The brand. Ray, help me out.
Rolex.
No, not that one. I think it starts with a P.
Patek.
Is it Patek?
Yeah.
It's like a couple $100 at least.
No, those are like few $1,000s. Like those are thousands of dollars.
Yeah, okay.
The Pateks are expensive.
I'm not gonna make that a type of investment. I give me a simple smartwatch. I'm good with that. Look, my favorite watch brand is Fossil. I love Fossil. I swear by Fossil. I love Fossil.
We gotta get Rolexes, or we can't talk about money no more.
Okay, well, I told you I don't have the 819 or 816 credit score like you, so I got to go within my budget now, right?
Man, I'm gonna get you a Temu watch. Let me get you a Temu watch off the app.
Hey, let me get my crypto money right, and then we're gonna start talking about these goddamn Rolex.
Right.
All right, I got you. What she said?
She said, "We get her in trouble now." He said they're budgeted.
I like that. That's why that woman is gonna have my last name one day. I have no problem with that at all.
Bro, she looking out for you. She said, well, she got to keep it in the budget. She said the checking and the savings are set up exactly right.
I'm all for it. When a woman talks money to me, that's sexy as hell. And especially
that's
when
a good one.
Making money and saving money. I'm all for that shit. But look, with that being said, guys, thanks for coming by. Thank you, Ray. And I'll definitely talk to you about the DC versus Marvel. Marcus, you can bring your rooftop bullshit in there too, but don't start talking about the goddamn Birds or the Ravens. They irrelevant to me.
Go Ravens right now. Go Ravens, sir.
I'll see you later, Marcus. With that,
later, guys.
All right,
fellas. Y'all be easy. Guys, man, I appreciate them brothers for coming by, them contributing to my show. I thank you guys for showing up, man. Shout out to Mo Freestyle, my new subscriber. Brother, I appreciate you coming by. I seen you in the chat over in Lapeef, man, on Sundays. I remember seeing your name and everything. And I appreciate you coming by. You didn't know I had a show? Then I need to step my game up. I need to start promoting my show better, more. I don't know what's going on with me. I need to step my game up. So I appreciate the challenge. You even said that. Now that lets me know I need to start putting it out there that I do have a show. I have a show. I promise you guys, I have a show. And I try to be consistent on Mondays and Wednesdays. Mondays, I talk about sports. We try to keep it always sports. I know we kind of dabbed in a little bit here, but that's cool. It gets there. But on Wednesday, I like to talk about that grown folks talk. That grown man talk, that grown woman talk, that talk that's going to help our young youth and give back to them. So I like to do that on Wednesdays. And so this was kind of a thing I wanted to talk about credit. I think it's very important, especially to our youth, because y'all going to be more affected more than an old head like me. I'm already set my ways. I'm already set how I'm going to do things. Now, I am going to do more research on this crypto because I'm very interested in it. So my man Ray kept, we talked about it a couple times a couple weeks ago, and I mentioned again. So it's obvious the Lord's trying to tell me something. Start looking into that, brother. And I'm going to. So shout out to Brother Ray for coming through. Shout out to my man Luis for coming through with the good knowledge. And shout out to my man dedicated to the children's future. Shout out to everybody who dropped some coin your boys' way. OG Duke Dirty. My man John the Baptist. The actual King Smith. My man Polo Blue, a.k.a. my man Rico. And my man, shout out to him because he did drop a super chat. And he said sub and hit that like button. Shout out to my man Mofer. You didn't have to do it, brother, but you did. And I appreciate the gift, the blessings that you gave me with the $5 super chat. Shout out to you, my brother. Right on. And shout out to everybody, man, that came through. Travel One, I always come through. Even when she comes through with a little bit of nonsense, I know her heart's in the right place. Dedicated to my children's future, right on you. Brother Vaughn, Brother JT, thanks for coming through, my man, For anybody I might have missed, man, I promise you, please charge to my mind and not my heart. But I know y'all came through with love. The he says, the says, the he said, the she said. Shout out to y'all guys, man. Y'all go subscribe, like and subscribe to What We Know Podcast Reckless. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to all of them brothers and sisters. Man, they are good people and they bring good content. And I appreciate it. Brother Actual King, shout out to you. Sister Precious, great sister, man. Had a great show on Monday, man. She continues to do what she needs to do to help the ladies and the men out. So shout out to her. Thank you for coming through. Y'all need to subscribe to you. Rick Jotted. Brother, I don't know if you got a show. If you do, man, shout out to you and your show, brother. Brother OG Do Dirty. Make sure I still didn't see your link in the chat drop for the show. Man, do that, brother. I love my man's little Frenchie here. Now, I'm going to tell y'all a story before I get off here, right? That dog right there, I'm going to get me one of them dogs. It's going to be my next pet. I started looking at, probably during the pandemic, I was inquiring about some prices on them and getting some history on the breed and all of that, and trying to get some knowledge on that dog. But I love them dogs. The dogs are beautiful. Them dogs are beautiful. So I'm looking to get one of them type dogs. So, Brother Rich, one time, if you won't come up here and be on the show and just talk about that Rich, I don't know if you're a breeder. I don't know if that's just you're just proud of your youngin. I don't know what the reason why you have it on display. But if that's the case, man, come up here and talk about it. I would love to hear about it, brother. But I'm definitely interested in those type Frenchie dogs. I love them dogs. Shout out to my brother Black Hawk. And special thanks to you, brother. You know why I'm not gonna, on the show, but you know why I'm telling you special thanks to you, brother. I appreciate what you did. You didn't have to do it, but you did to do it. So thank you, sir. Hi, shout out to you for coming through. No Chaser, thank you for coming through, my brother. I appreciate it. And look, if there's anybody I miss, I promise you, charge it to my mind, and I'm brother Jordan. Thank you. You see what I did. Embrace the grace. Trigger Mike, Smitty. Shout out to you, brothers, man, for coming through. American Negro, thank you for tapping in, and everybody who came by and dropped a message or two in the chat. I appreciate it. My man said we've got puppies available. Now I don't know who Hank is, but Hank appreciates that. I promise you he does. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you, man. I love them dogs, man. Them dogs they're a beautiful dog. They're a beautiful dog, and I love them. Man, let's have the conversation. I just like to get more and more knowledge about them dogs because I like I said, I want to get one, maybe two, depends on how I feel. I might double down so I can have a friend to play with, right? So just have more and more questions I may want to ask you and just talk about it. And since you're a man who has experience and knowledge, I would love to break bread and have a conversation with you if you feel comfortable with coming up on the play. You ain't got to stay on cam. I mean, if you don't feel comfortable doing that, that's cool. I understand. Just show me if you're real, who you are, and then we can go back to put you on camera and have the conversation. So definitely, man, one time we could do that. You know what I'm saying? We could do that, brother. I appreciate you. So shout out to everybody who came by. I appreciate you guys. And looking forward to seeing you guys on Monday. And we're going to get back to the sports thing because a lot's going on, man. And a lot's going to be going on next week, man. College football is the regular season come to an end. The postseason is here. The conference championship games are upon us this Saturday. So it's going to be a lot of interesting going and moving. Some coaches are losing jobs. We definitely have to talk about that. If there's any more coach fires or rotations or changes, we're going to talk about all that stuff. We hopefully will talk about the Bears, what they're going to do on their bye week and how they're going to make adjustments for these last few games, these last 5 games of the season. We got to come upon. Is Justin Fields going to give us a winning record on his last 5 games? I don't know. I hope he does. I hope they keep him, man, because I would like to see him as a quarterback of the future. So who knows? But we definitely going to talk about that. And we got some other things in the works I would definitely want to talk about on Wednesdays. But we'll talk about it, and we're going to chop it up and get it going, man. So I love it. Keep rocking with me. Y'all keep rocking with me, and I appreciate you guys. And I'll see you guys next week. Right on.